Good afternoon, Atlanta Bird Gang. What's poppin'? It's your dog Toddy checking in with the post-game show for the Falcons versus the Buccaneers, which of course we all know the Atlanta Falcons prevailed today 30-17, which was essentially a very meaningless game for both sides. Nobody had anything to gain. Nobody had anything really to lose outside of us maybe losing a spot in the NFL draft. Some people think that's important. Some people really don't care. They prefer to win. But all in all, today's game didn't mean really much to anything as far as the wins and the losses go. Again, it affected our draft pick, I think, by one slot. Of course, it gave our coaching staff the opportunity to do some evaluating on our quarterback. Um, and of course, the Falcons fan base, we will spend the next 3 to 6 months fighting, debating, and arguing whether or not Desmond Ridder showed us enough in the 16 quarters to be the uncontested starter going into the 2023 season. So that really would be a hot topic now that all the games are over. And I guess that truly won't be decided, or we won't have a idea on that until free agency period begins. If the Falcons go out of free agency and they sign a quote unquote big name free agent quarterback, that'll tell us a lot. And quite naturally, if they do happen to draft a quarterback in the first round, that'll tell us quite a bit as well. So we got what, a good strong about 90 days, 75, 85, 90 days to do some good fisticuffs, verbal sparring, back and forth. I'm right, you wrong. You a hater, you delusional. You don't know what you're talking about. You a Madden GM, you a couch GM. Y'all accept anything. So we got a good while to get it on. Now, if us Falcons fans don't do anything excellent, we debate and we fight and we argue with the best of them. So, in the words of the great Mills Lane, I'm not sure if Mills Lane passed away, but in the words of the great Mills Lane, let's get it on. So let's check out the crew, everybody who done checked in already. Our money says time to bang. That's my dog. Our money checking in. I got Chris checking in. What's up, Chris? Eric checking in today. What's happening with you, Eric? Got my dog Winston Thornton checking in. What's happening with you, Winston? David starts. What's happening, David? Checking in on YouTube. All everybody in the YouTube crew, make sure to smash that like button for me, man. We are on a 1,000 subscriber grind, so do your boy a favor, help me get in that YouTube algorithm. Hit that like button for me, man. I definitely appreciate it. David says I'm in Facebook jail. Didn't miss nothing though. Damn, David, how you get in Facebook jail? You don't never say nothing out the ordinary, and you pretty mild temper. What you say to get in Facebook jail? You one of the last people I think would get in Facebook jail. My boy Robinson Santana checking in. Michigan Wolverines finest. Blessings, my guy, off the rip. I'm Team Ridder. We got to ride with this young man next, bringing a veteran, but Ridder is that guy. That's the first jab that has been thrown. Robinson coming in, throwing a left Muhammad Ali quick jab. Ridder is the guy. Facebook user saying, yo, what's happening, Facebook user? Winston says, like and subscribe. Let's get these follows up. One band by the next season. Algier. Yeah, congratulations to Tyler Algier. 1,000 yards as a rookie. I don't even think he was Winston. I don't think he was active the first game. I don't even think we designated him as active the first game. Falcons leading rusher. Our first 1,000-yard rusher, I think, since 2016. The GOAT himself, Devontae Freeman. Also today, he set a Falcons rookie rushing record, the most yards in franchise history by rookie Tyler Algier. Hey man, props, congratulations to Tyler, man. He been balling all year long. Like I said last week, let's put to bed the Bijan Robinson talk in the first round. At this point in time, is foolish. I be on social media sites, and when I was seeing Falcons fans saying go draft Bijan Robinson in the first round, it just used to agitate me. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? That's the shiny toy syndrome. We don't need no Bijan Robinson in the first round. Now, whether or not we need to draft a quarterback, that's a better debate. But Bijan Robinson, why? We got Tyler the Creator, man. We good. We good him up. You know, Robinson says we got bigger problems than Desmond Ridder. We got problems all over the roster, outside of running back, probably. John, what's up, John? My guy, John, checking this is damn. That season went by quick. Yeah, when you lose, and John, like we lose, it tends to go by quick. And that's the thing, man. I think we enjoy football season so much that 1 week, week one is here. No, 1 week preseason is here. And then you snap your fingers and it's like, damn, your season is already over. But that's what happens, Falcons, when you don't make the playoffs. Your season ends quickly. The team we played today, their season ain't over yet. So they got something to look forward to playing in January. But unfortunately for us, it's time to fight. It's time to argue. It's time to bang. And I'm sure that's what we're going to be doing a lot in the off season, like we do every off season, especially when we be losing. In the last 5 years, we have done nothing but lose. Unfortunately, so hopefully this same day next year, we talking about who we playing in the wild card round, or who we gonna play in the division round, or we talking about a bye week. So we shall see. Christian checking in. What's up with you, Chris? How's it going, bro? Davis's new league year free agency starts March 17th. So really like 2 months. We got about like 2 months for free agency to begin. As they say, man, football is a year-round sport. Even when they ain't playing on games, year-round sport. Winston says 122 days to the draft. Man, I can't wait. I can't wait. Another thing I like about the draft, that's a reminder that the cold weather season is pretty much gone. I'm not a cold weather guy. I like spring and summertime. So when the NFL draft gets here, I know it's almost time for short season and tank tops, and about time for the swimming pools to get open. The trees and the springtime fruits are about to start to harvest. So, but we got a while. I guess we won't rush it. My guy Shen checking in with the from the Dixon Way. What's happening with you, Shen? Y'all make sure to check out Shen on YouTube. Shen normally live streams, I think, virtually all Atlanta/Georgia sports, Bulldogs, Hawks, Falcons. So make sure to check out my guy Shen on the Dixon Way. Make sure to subscribe to his channel, and then go like the first 3 videos that you see. You don't take nothing but like 2.6 seconds. I've done it before. Facebook user says, hope the offseason go as quick as this season did. Like John Harris said, man, the season went just like that. Just like that. Dom checking in from YouTube. What's happening with you, Dom? What's going on with you, bro? Mills Lane died a couple years back. I thought so, Winston. Thanks for the clarification. So, in the words of the late, great Mills Lane, let's get it on. Facebook user, what's happening? What's going on? What's going on? Rusty says, just bought a McCole Pruitt jersey. So he wrestled around with Pruitt. I heard that. Good job to you there, sir. Christian says, I'm glad the preseason game is over. It's time to bang on these MFers. Yeah, man, it's gonna be a lot of banging. this off season because we're gonna do a lot of debating on this quarterback position. Every year we have a hot topic. And now the once big elephant in the room, Matthew Ryan, is no longer here, so we can't bang on each other about Matt Ryan. So we'll bang on whether or not Desmond Ridder is the guy. Did he show us enough in these 4 games to say he's the uncontested starter going into 2023? You want my opinion? Well, here it is. I don't think he did. I don't think he did. I'm not sold. The jury is still out. Today did not change my mind. So let me go ahead and say, well, you probably think, well, Toddy, you don't think he played good today? Yes, I do. Now, for the first time in 4 games, my assessment of his gameplay is gonna be he played a good game today. Desmond Ridder was a good quarterback today. He was a good quarterback today. First time, 4 games that I'm going to say he played good, because he did play good today. There were some throws that I was very, very impressed with. I like, and I've said this before, but I really like how he stands in the pocket. He stands tall. He has a good mechanic as far as going into the pocket. He knows to climb. He knows when to climb up the hill, climb down the hill, step into the pocket. I like that. I saw a lot of that today. So overall today, he played a good game. He did. I saw some people after the New Orleans game saying he played good. I'm like, man, get the F out of here. Get out of here. He didn't play good. Yeah, after the Baltimore game, he played good. No, he didn't play good. He didn't play great. You're just a biased Falcons fan. But today he played a good game. I'm here to give him his props. Kid, you played good. Good game. You look good. Some good throws. Not only did you get your first TD, you got your first 2-touchdown game today. So I'm sure that first touchdown that you threw, the ball boy handed you that ball and said, hey, man, congratulations to your dad. Take that home and put it on the mantle. Pass that on to your son when he's 18 years old. Say, look what Pops did on January the 8th, 2023. I threw my very first NFL touchdown. So shout out to Desmond Ridder. Good game today. But I'm still not convinced. To put the game in proper context, it was against the Bucs and Tom Brady. And Brady came out the game in the second quarter when Tampa Bay was still winning the game. When Brady left the game, Tampa left the game. Now, that don't mean the Falcons got to lead the game because Tampa left the game. Yeah, we still going to go out here and try to win. We ain't got nothing to play for after the day. Shoot, we got to come back Tuesday and clean out our locker home, boy. Some of us coming back, some of us ain't. You know what I'm saying? So some of us still are auditioning for our next paycheck. Some of us, like Desmond Ridder, we're auditioning for a starter job. So just because y'all done kind of laid it down and laid back, y'all planning what y'all going to do after the game while y'all in the city of Atlanta, some of y'all going to get with your side pieces tonight and just chill out. Some of y'all going to go hit the strip clubs tonight. You know what I'm saying? But we got to come out here and we got to do a job. So the Falcons did get the win today. And when I say the context with Tampa Bay, man, it was obvious when Brady left the game. Their intensity level dropped a great deal. So it's really hard to kind of really judge or gauge that game, based on the circumstances around it. The same thing with the Cardinals game last week. The Cardinals was trying to tank. They wasn't really trying to win. So it's kind of hard to gauge, because, if you go into next year with him as a starter, you're not going to have you're not going to have these kind of games. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, when everybody healthy, everybody out there just hitting you straight in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Everybody trying to get to the playoffs. So it's hard to gauge. So although he did play good, we can even say he played very good. I even give him very good, just so y'all can't say I'm hating on it. Played very good today. It's still kind of hard to judge. It's kind of hard to gauge because you got to put all the proper context in it. Again, Tampa Bay, they were just going through the motions out there. It was obvious. All our guys are running down the field wide ass open. You know what I'm saying? Wide ass open. Reminded me of that LSU team with Joe Burrow and Jamar them when they playing people and they just wide open. All the receivers wide open. So it was a hard game to gauge, man. It's hard game to gauge, hard game to judge. John says, yeah, Mills Lane is calling the blows up in the cloud. RIP to Mills Lane. Shan says, 9 on YouTube watching, only 2 likes. Smash that like button. Thank you very much, Shan. I appreciate that. Yeah, y'all, man, y'all hit that like button for your dog, man. Hit the like button, man. I definitely appreciate it, man. Hit the like button. The reason we say that, man, it helps the channel grow, gets us in the algorithm, man. And, it helps out a great deal behind the scenes. So hit that like button for your dog. Sean Dixon checking in. What's happening with you, Sean? Says, I like what I seen. Now we don't have to entertain the Lamar Jackson fiasco. Go defense, get rid of one more weapon. Huh? Who says we ain't got to entertain that, Sean? You think just because we beat Tampa Bay in a game that they didn't truly care about, if Lamar Jackson hit the open market, we're not going to call him? Are you kidding me? Huh? If Baltimore and Lamar can't come to an agreement and they let all the general managers know, hey, we are accepting offers, I'm willing to bet you Fontenot gonna be one of the first 3 GMs to make a call. So no, the Lamar Jackson conversation is not dead in this fan base. It becomes dead the moment if, and I'm saying, I'm gonna preface this by saying if Lamar and Baltimore come to a long-term contract extension. If they don't, that conversation is still very much alive, my friend. So don't think for 1 second this game changed anything. Because it definitely did not at all. My dog Kelly checking in says Ridder will be a nice clipboard holder. Okay, so that's a counter jab. So Kelly threw a counter jab at y'all. Call him a clipboard holder with the Falcons hat on the sideline. We found a running back, but did we find our quarterback? I don't know, man. I'm still not sold, Facebook user. I'm still not sold. I know some fans are sold, but I'm not sold yet, man. I'm not sold. Definitely not sold. Nathan Butler checking in. What's happening with you, Nate? I like his potential. I like for him to have a legit shot to compete for quarterback 1. But we got to get pieces to build around him. He definitely should be given every opportunity to compete for the job, which in essence he has, being the starter the last 4 games. So hypothetically speaking, as of right now, he has the inside track. He has the lead because ain't nobody behind him but Felipe Franks. So right now he has to lead until we sign somebody in free agency or if they happen to draft somebody in the NFL draft. So we got to see how that play out. Like I say, ain't nobody behind him but Felipe Franks. And that's why I had a stance I have a lot. Because I just remember what people were saying when Felipe got drafted. Nate, there were really people saying when Felipe got drafted, hey man, he got all the tools. We should groom him to be the franchise quarterback once Matt Ryan retires. Let him learn under Matt Ryan for the next 2 years and then hand him the franchise. And that's why I be having a perspective I have sometimes, because I really think quite a bit of Falcons fans are just easily impressed. You know, if we sign a guy and they got this logo on their helmet, a lot of fans just feel like, well, they signed with Atlanta, so they must be good. I'm a fan of the Falcons. Yeah, you know, that's our guy. That's our guy. A lot of people be too quick to say that's our guy. And being a fan of this team, as long as I've been a fan of this team, I've got out of that mode. I've got out of that mode. The Falcons have broke my heart way too many times for me just to give anybody anything. And like I say, these people with Felipe Franks, yeah, Felipe gonna be the guy. He got a big arm. He tall. He's strong. He can move. He fit Arthur Smith's system. And once even in the preseason, Felipe Franks looked like trash. You know, at this point, Felipe Franks is just taking up a roster spot. I even heard people saying Josh Rosen can turn his career around here in Atlanta. He could end up being a franchise quarterback for the Falcons. Yeah, they was talking about this. Josh Rosen. You know, some fans are just so easily impressed. Josh Rosen last year, they were talking about, yeah, man, you know, Josh Rosen could be that guy. You know, you groom him on the Matt Ryan. And anytime we sign somebody, we bring somebody into Flowery Branch, there's a certain segment of fans, they just be so quick to just hand the keys over to the guy. Just hand the keys over to the guy. Don't make him compete. Don't make him earn it. You know, just, hey, here you go. Hand it over to him. You know, when we hire Arthur Smith, before Arthur Smith coached one game, you know what a lot of these people in the fan base were saying when we hired Arthur Smith? The day it was announced we hired him, well, you know what he did at Tennessee with Tannehill. You know, you see what he did at Tennessee for Tannehill. He made Tannehill a good quarterback. Just imagine what he's going to do with Matt Ryan. Not realizing that, man, Matt Ryan is on his last leg or two in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? And you saw how that played out when Arthur Smith and Matt Ryan their first year. You know, the thrill was gone. So and Mariota. There's a lot of people when Mariota got signed. Oh yeah, man, Mariota comeback player of the year, man. I'm telling y'all sleeping on Mariota. I don't know what happened to those people. By like week 10, week 11, week 12, those people kind of like just disappeared from the group. I was thinking to myself, like, what happened to all the people that had the pom-poms going for Mariota? What happened to y'all? You know, oh yeah, man, Mariota, we gonna go 10-7 at least, 11-6. Man, watch the Falcons gonna surprise some of y'all. Y'all just hang like, no, we ain't just hang, man. We some of us are just not easily impressed as others are, you know. So we gonna see. We definitely gonna see how it plays out. Once his first game, he was inactive. Speaking about Algier, and still broke the rookie rushing record. Yeah, that's impressive. Now that's somebody I just hand the starting position to, Tyler Algier, because I think Algier totally earned it throughout the entire season. You know, I'll hand him to the starting position over Cordero Patterson, and I like Patterson. You know, I feel like Patterson should be brought back, but to me, Tyler Algier earned it. To me, Caleb McGarry earned a contract extension, but I just ain't ready to jump out the window yet for Desmond Ridder. You know, I don't think he should be handed the keys to the car just yet. As I've said multiple times, you bring in a very valuable quarterback in here in free agency, and you have a competition. If you can beat out Jimmy G, if you can beat out Derek Carr, if you can beat out Tannehill, Geno Smith, or whoever they bring out in here, if you beat them out in camp, okay, kid, it's your team. You won the job, your team. But I just don't want to hand it to him based on circumstances. No, I'm not. I'm not that easy with it. Sean says we had 3 backs and all had 250 yards in the first 7 games. We ran the ball like hell this year. Shout out to the offensive line, specifically the right side, Lindstrom, McGarry. Man, both of them boys should be an all pro. They both should be all pro. Caleb should be second team all pro, and Lindstrom should be first team all pro. Chris said he didn't play in the first game. Talking about Algier. Had to switch to YouTube while I'm doing busy work, but we here. Appreciate it, Armand. Thank you, bro. Shan says we don't need any more running backs. I will say this year. Now, this gonna be a homer statement, but if you the fifth round, if Kenny McIntosh is still on the board, I'd take him. If Kenny McIntosh is still there, I would take him. One, he's very talented. Two, he can run and also catch out the backfield. Three, Patterson will be a year older next year. He'll be 32 years old. He only has 1 year left on his contract. And even though I absolutely love the idea of bringing Huntley back, he is coming off a very tough injury. So if McIntosh is there, I would draft McIntosh in like the fifth round if he's still there. You know, I would definitely bring him in. Crazy thing is Algier didn't get any rest the first game. Yeah, and that's imagine if he would have came on like the first, second, third game, man. You talking about a guy's a rookie who could probably would have had 13, 1,400 rushing yards. You know, it took us a few games to realize what we really had with him. But man, Algier was amazing this year. Chris said, "Shit, I throw one back. He ain't the guy. He was throwing TDs against backups. Let's be real. If Arthur Smith don't start the season off strong, his job will be in jeopardy. Coach Smith is going to do what's best for the future as the head coach in this franchise." I totally agree with that, man. And I mentioned that just a moment ago, Christian. Like, even though Desmond did play good today, I ain't doing no cartwheels. This was a Tampa Bay team who pretty much laid it down the moment Tom Brady went out the game. And when Tom Brady was in the game, Tampa Bay had control of the game. When Tampa Bay was out there playing to win for like a quarter and a half, Desmond Ridder didn't look all that great. When Brady went out the game and Tampa Bay laid down, they started pulling starters. Okay, then the second half, Desmond Ridder played an amazing second half. But again, you got to have context. You shouldn't just look at the more favorable side of the equation, and that's that Ridder put up good numbers. He played good. He played great. Also, keep it in context, like Christian is saying. Like, hey, you had backups in the game. Tampa not having to play for. You're not gonna have that week one next year. That's not gonna be the case week two next year. The starting quarterback of the opposing team ain't gonna go lead the game in the second quarter, week one next year, week two next year. You know, everybody playing to get in the playoffs early next year. So you got to keep that in perspective. The same thing for the Arizona Cardinals game. Arizona Cardinals, I'm sure the players were trying to win. You know, the players are different, but the top of the organization for the Cardinals, oh, they was cool with losing to Atlanta. That was cool. That was cool with that. And I'm sure behind closed doors, there were a lot of people in Falcons management who felt the same way. Well, if we don't happen to win this game, it ain't the worst thing in the world. You know, we can be drafting top five, we lose to the Cardinals. So a lot of that has to be kept in perspective. You know, when you get to the end of the season and you just playing games that don't really mean nothing. And I'm not gonna lie, by midway through the third quarter, that just looked like a preseason game. That just looked like hey, let's just get this shit over. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this clock to zero, please. Let's go ahead and get this over. It looked like a preseason game. It had a total preseason vibe. So that is something we have to keep in mind. Also, something we have to consider. Facebook user says I'm leaning towards Ridder being a starter next year. And as I say, Facebook user, like if they bring somebody in here, man, and he beat them out in camp, I'm cool with it, bro. But I'm not I'm not for just giving him the job. That part of it I don't like. That part of it I just don't agree with, man. I don't think he's shown us enough to just give him that job as of yet. Chris says, as I've been saying for years, we need to address the trenches with our first picks. There are some good prospects available early this time. I will agree. The trenches are very, very important. And I got to say this, Chris, because I think that's kind of like a misnomer. The Falcons have been addressing the trenches. And I'm not saying you specifically, Chris. I'm just saying that statement. Like when I hear people say, well, we need to build the trenches. or build a team and then get the quarterback. I'm saying I'm thinking in the back of my head like y'all do know the Falcons have been doing that, right? It's not it's easier to say that than it is to do that. You know, drafted Marlon Davidson second round. They drafted 2 linemen in the first round recently. McGarry, Lindstrom, they turned out good. You know, drafted a linebacker in second round, drafted a pass rusher early recently. So they have been trying to build the trenches, but sometimes it just don't work. Sometimes you got to go buy your trenches. Y'all remember 2012, 2013, 2014, the problems we had at the center position? Y'all remember we couldn't find our center. We trying to draft a center. We couldn't find a center. We just had to go buy a center. We had to go drop a $60 million bag to Alex Mack and say, man, bump it. Let's just go buy a center. And we went and bought the center that solidified offensive line and helped get the Falcons into the Super Bowl. Alex Mack, in my opinion, is arguably probably the best free agent acquisition that in Falcons history. Because that solidified that line and he changed the entire dynamic of the offensive line because we just couldn't get it together. We was rotating guys in, rotating guys out. But we like, man, bump it. These guys are all pro. How much you want? That's how much you want? Okay. We're about to fax over the contract. No, we're gonna DocuSign you the contract. We good. We're gonna pay it. We're gonna pay it. And we brought Alex Mack in here. So sometimes you gotta buy your line. That's why cap space is so important too. So sometimes you just got to go buy that line. You're not gonna always be able to do everything through the draft. Sometimes you just got to go get the right free agents at the right time. DJ says it's finna be banging in ABG. Yeah, but it's gonna be a lot of banging this offseason. Watch, it's gonna start tomorrow. Watch some of the posts you're gonna see tomorrow, boy. You know what I'm saying? But people ain't got the time to sleep on it, and they're gonna be up 7, 8 in the morning banging. Y'all, you know how we do. Facebook used to back to the drawing board for us. Time to make some damn moves this offseason. I could not agree with you more. Facebook says, "What a promise of money to spend on D. Does P stay? Nah, I'm like 85% sure Dean Pease is out of here, man. I had already thought that he probably would not be back most of the season, and then when he made his recent statements in the media, when he said, "I got to go talk to my wife," that's a no. Whenever a man tell you he got to talk to his wife, he pretty much telling you, no, it ain't happening, Captain. That's just a polite, courteous way of saying, no, it ain't gonna happen. I got to talk to my wife. No, that's just an easy way of saying no to you. Kelly says, I think Ridder made it a debate today, though. Tampa pulled their starters, but Ridder did his part. Yeah, Ridder definitely played good, and he definitely made it more of a debate. But yet and still, as you already know, Kelly, I just don't believe in giving it to him. Draft a quarterback or bring one in here in free agency. But he did play a good game. Cannot take that from him. He definitely played a good game. There were some very good throws made on his part. He made passes today, especially in crossing routes, throwing through the middle, made some good throws. He missed on a few throws too, but we won't highlight that because he did play a good game. We got number 8 pick. Oh man, I don't know. I don't even know if we're gonna stay at number 8, man. To be totally honest with you. But if he drafted at number 8, I don't know, man. Maybe like Miles Murphy, I'm guessing somewhere like that. I think that if we stay at number 8, I think that officially takes us out of the CJ Stroud sweepstakes. Unless they really fall in love with Will Levis, he may be there. I don't know. But if Will Levis go out there and have a great pro day and combine or whatever, he could be drafted by somebody like the Colts. The Colts may have him high on their big board. So I really don't know. I really can't say yet, man. I'm gonna start doing my research on it and see who will be the best fit if we do happen to stay at number 8. Davis says, we'll give Ridder props for this. He did complete passes against Winfield Jr. and Murphy Bunting, but when David and White were in there, he did not look good. And on that note, I want a QB in the first. Yeah, David, you talking my language, bro. You talking my language. And, I'm not going to try to come off as the Ridder pessimist today because he did play good. But context is very important, man. Like, when Brady went out the game, Tampa Bay laid down. And I'm sure I'm not telling y'all something y'all already don't know, but we not 13 points better than Tampa Bay. You know what I'm saying? We are not 13 points better than Tampa Bay. When Tom Brady was in that game, it was a different game. But when they started pulling people, and like David said, when they started pulling their linebackers, pulled their quarterback, they're like, all right, we're going to chill out. Like, Falcons, y'all want to beat Tom Brady for the first time ever. Here's a present. Here's a late Christmas present at Atlanta Falcons. Even though we still got 28-3 and we can pop our collar, or Brady can pop his collar on us anytime he feel like it, just by saying 28-3. But y'all can have this game. Y'all can have that game. No problem at all, Shen. No problem at all, bro. Chris, I have this crazy scenario if Dean Pease retires and the Titans by verbal. Mike might be our defensive coordinator. I could see that reunion possible. It's quite possible. Definitely possible. Just like if the Titans decide to part ways with Tannehill, Arthur Smith may decide to bring him into Atlanta. Although I don't think Tannehill is a bad quarterback at all. I think he's gonna be like 35 next year. How old would Tannehill be next year? I think 35. And he's already hurt, man. Once you 35, man, like I don't know. I don't know. As far as Tannehill goes, I don't know. But then again, I really don't see, even though that's what the chatter has been online, I just don't see Tannehill. I don't see the Titans parting ways with Tannehill just yet because I don't feel like they got a backup plan in place. Malik Willis definitely ain't ready, and I forget the guy name who played yesterday. Dobbs, I think his name is. But who do they go to? If Tannehill is there no more, it's not like they in a position where they can draft somebody high because they gonna end up drafting in the middle part of the draft. So, I don't know. Guess we'll see how we play out. DR4 should have started after the first Aints game. I'm gonna disagree with you on that, Facebook user. I don't think he was ready, man. Because again, we got to keep in mind now. He played good today, but week 2 is a lot different than like week 18. Week 2, 95% of everybody is healthy. In week 2, everybody is planning to get in the playoffs. Week 2, they ain't gonna lay at week 2. These teams are not gonna lay down like the Cardinals laid down. Week 2, these teams not gonna lay down like the Bucs laid down today. Week 2, he still probably don't know the entire playbook just yet. I still think Mariota gave us our best chance to win, and I think that's how the coaching staff approached the season. We wanted to win, so I don't necessarily agree. I think Arthur Smith was going with who gave him the very best chance to win. Because you saw how Ridder looked in that first New Orleans game. You know what I'm saying? When we were still in the playoff hunt slightly, it really was never going to happen. But we were still in there mathematically. New Orleans was still in there. And you saw how he looked. So just imagine 2 months beforehand. I don't think that would have been a wise move. False start. What's up, false start? What's happening, bro? Ridder had another solid performance. I'm gonna give him good. False start. I think solid is kind of average, but I'm gonna say he played good. I'm gonna give him good. But again, it was against a team that laid down. You know what I'm saying? It was against a team that laid down. It was a team that laid down. Sean said he is getting better every game. He got a better arm than I thought. He is definitely getting better every game. I always knew he had a pretty good arm. You can see that in college. I think when he struggles most is the deep ball accuracy, which we saw in this game. You know, he had I forget who the wide receiver was. Was it Zacchaeus? Maybe. But he had a guy wide open for a touchdown. He had his man beat by like 2 steps, and Ridder underthrew the ball. I think that's what he struggles at most is the deep ball accuracy. But that'll get better with time, also time and repetition. Facebook user to get the reps. 4 games isn't enough of a review. He is although learning and evolving. I agree. 4 games is definitely not long enough. It took Trevor Lawrence damn near 20, 21 games to get where he at now. So you were absolutely correct. Eric, what's up? Ridder has played a really good game, but he still needs competition for the job against either a veteran or rookie. By the way, you called it. We end up 7-10. I totally agree with you, man. And Eric, that's been my stance for since we've been talking about this, man. Just don't give him the job. That's my only thing. I want people to understand. I want to make sure I'm clarifying myself and being completely clear. I'm not saying that he should not be the starter. My stance is it should just not be given to him. Like Eric is saying, hey man, bring in a free agent, a viable free agent. Don't go get no bum. Don't go get Josh Rosen part 2. Don't do that. Get a viable free agent that can actually come here and start and win some games, or draft a rookie quarterback. And if Ridder whooped their ass in camp, he whooped their ass in camp, and that job is officially yours, son. It is officially yours, and I will get behind that decision, stand behind that decision, and we go from there. And that's why I had us at 7-10, bro. That was my preseason prediction. Right before the season started, I predicted we go 7-10. We went 7-10. Jeremy, what's up, bro? Says no chance we don't get a veteran to throw in the QB mix. Just don't see us going into 2023 with a rookie and Ridder. If it's Tannehill, I might snap. Yeah, I just spoke on the Tannehill situation. I just don't see Tennessee cutting Tannehill. I don't. What would they plan? I mean, what would they do at quarterback? If they start Malik or the other guys, it seems like they're going into the season trying to tank. And if that's the case, you're gonna have a very upset Derrick Henry. If that's the case, then you may see Derrick Henry end up on a trading block. So I personally think they're gonna roll with Tannehill one more year, but we'll see how that play out, man. We'll definitely see how that played out. Dom says, shout out to Tyler Algier for rushing for 1,000 yards. For 1,000-yard rushing, definitely a fifth round still. Yeah, man. That I guess fifth round. I guess he like the offensive version of a Grady Jarrett, right? Man, that was a great value draft pick, man. Great value draft pick. Kelly has Ridder played a good second half to be specific. Yeah, he was very good in the second half. Very good. Made some good, strong, solid throws. Made some impressive throws in the second half. What's good, Wallace? How you doing today, bro? How's it going? All right, y'all. So I've been rambling for about a good strong 45 minutes. So let me drop this link if y'all want to come in here, man. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to talk about the game, talk about, the quarterback position or whatever. But I'm about to drop the link in here. So if you want to come in here, just click that link and then I'll bring you right on. I just dropped the link to the for the YouTube crew. Give me a second. I'm gonna drop it in for Facebook also. Just a moment. Just a second, y'all. I gotta pull up Facebook. I normally have it pulled up, but I'm not as prepared today. So just a second here. Let me mute this real fast. Okay. So I just dropped the link to YouTube and also Facebook. So if anybody want to come in, man, and and talk or give us your analysis, you're more than welcome. Just click the link and I'll bring you right on, man. Facebook user says Ridder did all he could with only 4 games to work with. Definitely did. And we're gonna bring Winston in real quick. How's it going today, Winston?
What's going on, Buck?
I'm chilling, bro. You got the flow. Go ahead and give us your thoughts, man.
Man, Ritter looked very well, but at the same time he still majority of his go time was against backup, and you can't negate that. Uh, Early in the game, the line looked over overwhelmed. It wasn't Ritter. I've seen a lot of fans sitting there saying that it was Ritter, but it wasn't Ritter. The line just looked overwhelmed, and then after they got their stuff together, Ritter started hitting timely strike. He definitely missed Drake London on what could have been a 90-yard touchdown.
Oh yeah, that was
Um,
Drake.
yeah, that was Drake. Drake hit Bunton. Yeah, he hit Bunton with a double move. Got up, had 3-4 yard separation. If he had hit him, if he had hit him in stride, 90-yard touchdown, no problem.
Easy.
Um, Definitely happy about Tyler Algier. That man has shown himself this year. He definitely shown himself all year long. I don't know why he was in after the first game of the season, but for you still to come back and have 1,000 yards to end the season with a 1,035 yard and the rookie rushing record, hats off to you, bro. So you definitely straight on that. Um, Overall, I enjoyed the win because the win for the Falcons. I will always enjoy it, but people have to keep it in context. Like Brady went out after what first quarter,
I
then
think
they
he
went
went out second quarter, but I might be wrong. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
second quarter, beginning of second quarter.
Yep.
Yeah, he didn't even play a whole half. Then they started peeling out their starters one after one. When Russell Gage got hurt, that was really when they pulled their starters out.
Yeah, that's when they said bump it. Y'all
Yeah,
can have the
like
game.
nah, y'all can have this game. So I Ritter looked good, but at the same time, you gotta look at the context of it. He did it again. His more prolific numbers came after the starters came up. So you got to take it all in with a grain of salt.
You're
I
right.
like Ritter. I like Ritter. I like what he's. I like his potential. But you got to show me in training camp that you really that dude. Ain't no way around that. Like I'm not just going in the next season blind that you're gonna be hands down the number one guy. That's it.
I totally agree with you. Totally agree. And good assessment there too, bro. Sean Dixon says, "Are you giving a bunch of stuff to move up, or did he make you today say, well, we don't got to give up the house to move up?" I'll answer that real quick. I assume you're talking about Lamar Jackson. If he were to become available, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I'm gonna make the move, man. And I'll tell you why. Lamar Jackson has won 74% of the games that he's played in. And I really feel like this franchise really is and I hate to say it, but I feel like we're in dire straits right now, man. I feel like the morale is low. It's been low since 2023. And I just feel like, we need a shock of energy in this
System.
fan base, and also on this team. And I think Lamar would fit this team excellent. And so if he does go on the trade block, whoever gets him is not going to be cheap. You're going to kind of have to give it a Sean Watson type of haul to get him. But real quick, let's bring the rest of the crew in real quick, Winston. We got Wallace coming in. How you doing, Wallace? We're gonna
What's
let
going on, bro?
I'm good. I'm
Wallace. We're
good.
gonna
How
let
y'all
you give
doing?
your quick assessment of the game. Then we're gonna bring John in, and then we're gonna bring Miss Lisa in. So go ahead, Wallace. You got the floor.
Yeah, hold on, Wallace.
Okay.
I know you can go ahead. I
Huh?
don't know.
Okay. Yeah, he played okay because we knew what y'all said once Brady done went out. That's pretty much the game. But he showed though
Hey,
he was
real
improved
quick,
with
Wallace. Your sign
getting
is
the
kind
ball
of
down the field.
Wallace. Your sign is kind of off. Are you on Bluetooth?
Yeah, I'm on Bluetooth. So I need to
Yeah,
switch that.
yeah. You might need to come on Bluetooth because we. Your sound ain't coming in real clear.
Okay.
Did it cut all the way up?
You still there, Wallace?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, go ahead. That's
I
all.
figure out how to get off this Bluetooth. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I think like really he played a good game, and we know it was at stake. You know, like you said, once went out, you know, when they took all the other starters out on defense, but it still gave him a little bit. You know, that he did a job going into next season.
So you think he did a pretty good job?
Yeah, he did a pretty good job. Like y'all saying, he wouldn't just start, you know, just give it to him. He would beat for it in order to keep that job the next season.
Right. And that's why I'm at with too also, Wallace. Like, he was good today, but I just don't feel like we should just give it to him. I just don't think that would be a wise decision for the franchise. You know, if he go in here and he beat whatever competition they bring in here,
Right.
I'm cool with that. I'm gonna get behind it 130%. But let's just not give it to him. That's kind of why I stand at with it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna bring
Then
in.
we have all our weapons, so you know.
That is true. You make a good point. And in Ridder's defense, he hadn't played a game with Kyle Pitts yet either. So we got to point that out also.
Right.
All right, we're gonna bring John Harris in here. John, you here?
Yes, sir.
All right, John, give us. Yeah, we can hear you just fine. You can go ahead and give us your assessment. You got the floor.
All right. Well, good afternoon, gentlemen.
Afternoon.
Man, I tell you, this season went by so quick, it's ridiculous. I mean, we were just in training camp. We fussed for 17, 18 weeks, and now it's over. What I saw out of Ridder encouraged me, even though it was against second and third string, a subpar competition or whatever. And it looks like he's getting better every week. And the question, and I know you saw it, Taddy, because you responded to it earlier before the game started and everything, and during the game, is this a result of him? Or could he have picked up something from somebody? And
from Charles London.
Man. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Winston. And you know better than that. But I'm thinking about the question about drafting. Oh, no, excuse me, about bringing in a seasoned talent. And we've got a lot of holes right now where I could really say that money would be better spent on filling those holes. And they definitely have to get a quarterback coach and another. Excuse me. There are other holes beside those. There are other holes beside those that really need to be filled. You know, like I said, it's the center. I got to go back to the center, and everything left of Lindstrom. I just say that everything left of Lindstrom needs to be replaced. But oh man, I'm just in a quandary. I'm just in a quandary. I'm just thinking because normally I would have an enemy to point out, or I would have somebody to point out. But there are so many different things that are rumbling and roiling right now. I don't know what it is that I need to get first. So that's basically what I'm assessing this as. I mean, this was, like you said, Tidy, after Tom Brady went out, it was just like Tampa Bay. And okay, well, we just go ahead and get this over with. Let's go ahead and get this over with. We got as the lowest seed possibly. Well, we're the lowest seed in the NFC. We'll just go ahead and concentrate on our next week opponent. So because of that, I'm just mixed. If you understand what I'm saying, I'm just mixed today.
Mixed feelings.
Yeah. Got a lot to think about.
Tied it with Carolina beating the Saints today. We gonna stay at that 8-6.
So we settle in at 8.
Yeah, we gonna stay at 8 because Carolina beat the Saints. So all of us like 7-10 going all the way down.
Okay.
Ooh-wee.
So we still got good draft position,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Hold on, y'all. We got Sergio says, would you draft a quarterback? I'll speak for myself, Sergio. I would definitely still draft a quarterback if we had the opportunity. Even if that means moving up, I definitely would still take one. What about you two?
Woo, boy. At the 8th spot.
Yes, he's gonna be the only one on the. With that best available, if you don't get either C.J. Stroud.
Your sound kind of bad on us, Wallace. It's going in and out.
Oh, okay. In and out.
I'm hearing a lot of background.
About now.
That's better.
Oh, okay. That's better.
It's still kind of. Do me a favor, Wallace.
Yeah,
go out and then come back in. A lot of times that'll fix the problem. Go out and come right back in. Just use the same link. All right. And while we wait on him to come back in, Winston or John, John, you can answer the question, then I'll fill Winston in on it.
Quarterback at the 8th spot depends on who's available. Now, I don't want to get Rudy Poop. If Rudy Poop up there, I don't want to get Rudy Poop. I want to get the best quarterback that's in the draft. Okay, at 8th, you're not going to get the best quarterback that's in the draft. At 8, it's time to move up. Whatever it costs for you to move up, you need to move up and grab the best quarterback in the draft if you're going to get a quarterback. That's me.
Yeah, I'm not against trading up.
Can you pull up the current draft position? I know Chicago was locked in at number 1. So Jalen Carter will be out the board. There's a lot. He's gone. Either they're going Jalen Carter or they're going Will Anderson.
Chicago?
Yeah. Chicago definitely going defense.
Yeah, they definitely not drafting the quarterback. Can y'all see it on the screen?
Houston got number 2. They're getting the quarterback. So
okay, I see. I see that.
Houston. Yeah, so defense. So now I understand they probably go get a Will Anderson.
No more. I say no more if you want to be good.
Arizona. That might be where you see the first quarterback that come on the board.
Say that again, Winston.
I said Arizona might be where you see the first cornerback come on the board.
You said cornerback?
Cornerback.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, Chicago jumped in front of Houston today.
Yeah. Yeah, she really got that bad.
Okay. Now I'm going to get cars.
Then you got Indianapolis. Indianapolis definitely going to get a quarterback, so that's probably where C.J. Stroud will go. Detroit, Detroit is probably going defense too. So Brian Brisset or Miles Murphy going there. Vegas look like they gonna rock with Stidham. So we either have Brian Brisset, Miles Murphy, Tyree Wilson at the 8 spot. I'm not trading to go up. I got too many holes. I got too many holes overall for our team to trade and go up. We have a massive free agency. Outside of that, I'm not trading to go up. And I don't want to spend all of the money on the free agency this year because the free agency class of next year is going to be way better than this one.
Get out, Baylor.
All we need is a couple of here and there to get to the playoffs and be able to make a run. A couple of tweets. But a dominant team that's in their bread, but it's in the bread and things are better quality than what's coming out this year.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have all this money, but only can spend a piece of it.
It makes sense, and there's no purpose spending $100 million this free agency class. This class is terrible.
I can agree with that. It's not the strongest free agent class.
Yeah, it's not a actual highlight defender or offensive player coming out in this free agency class.
So, and I'm just asking this because everybody was talking about all of the money that we were going to have to spend this year. Now, since you said that, can we fill the holes we need to fill with draft picks and free agents in order to make a run at the playoffs?
Yeah. So, like, all right, you got players like Davin Tomlinson. I think Leonard Williams come out. No, I think Leonard Williams come out next year. Lamar,
Back in there.
that's the headline. That's the headline. Lamar Jackson is the headline over any and everybody that's coming out. But if you look further down the chart of this year, you got people like what's that boy? Troy Hill, the nickel corner, the slot corner. They used to play for the Rams and stuff. He's nice. That's a nice addition that we can get for cheap. To me, I would throw the bag at Jesse Bates. At Jesse Bates, the safety, I would throw the bag at him. Get hit ASAP. He's a short hitter. He knows his coverage. He's a ball hawk. He would turn that whole secondary around. But now you have a safety that actually to sit there and float back there and gonna take the ball away. So off of those two pickup, that'll cover your secondary. You go get a big man. Davin Thompson comes out. He's like 6'3", 330, 340. That's a big man to slide beside Grady. Who else we got?
That's the list of the free agents right there. If y'all can see that on the screen.
Okay, yeah. Now speaking,
come up, but I wouldn't pay the money that he would want. Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham would be great addition. Yana Ngoku, but at the same time, I wouldn't pay him that money. But I got young pass rushers, and I'm able to draft a young pass rusher.
Now that you said that number 90, I don't know who he is. That used to be Marlon Davidson's number, but who is that guy? Marlon Davidson's number?
Number 90.
Yeah.
That's his name escapes me right now. He made a play today.
Yes, sir.
He number
32. Both of them jokers, man. I mean, they pushed on that left side of Tampa's line. I mean, would knock it
Is that 90? Is that Timothy Horn, number 90?
It could be because I don't know what the man's name is. Ever since Marlon Davis,
I think it's Timothy Horn.
I
okay.
can look it up because it'll knock me out of it. Who else on that?
But man, I'm telling you, man, and how
Jordan,
did Grady get free and shoot back there into the backfield like a doggone hell loose bat? Y'all remember that play?
on Grady?
Man,
did you see the swim move? Did you see the swim move?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if Grady had a 1-on-1, because it was supposed to have been a double team situation right there.
Mm-hmm.
He just timed the snap and shot the gap. So when he shot the gap, he only had one person hit him with a swim move. He already in the backfield.
Yeah.
Now think about if he had another person of his caliber or close to it on the other side of the line. You can't double it.
Somebody.
Greater number, his sack number will go from like 5.5 a year to about 12, 13. Because you just can't double him anymore. And if you do double him, my man over here gonna eat. So you got to pick the poison. It's just like our offense that we had in 2016. We had so many weapons that you couldn't just sit there and double up on one person because everybody else can beat the 1-on-1. You got to do the same thing with your defense. You got to build your defense. We got a bunch of rotational pieces that should not be starting. They're starting and playing major minutes on this team. It doesn't make sense. But I mean, I understand it. But at the same time, like, now we have money. Let's make a couple of moves. Don't sit there and run the bank dry, but make pivotal move. Get a big man. Maybe get a corner. Maybe get a safety. Maybe get an edge rusher. Then let's see what we can do in the draft. Then you still have some money carrying over into next season, next off season, and then you can pick up a big name person, and that'd be that one piece that you were missing.
So now, what would you pick up next year? What position stands out right now that we could pass by this year, be all right, and then pick it up next year out of the available free agent class? If you can see that far, I'll say, like I said, I don't keep up that much with, draft picks, free agents, things of that sort. Know something about them, but as far as their availability is concerned, I don't.
That's a tough one.
What about the person that's on the screen right now?
Deron Payne.
Oh, you definitely gonna get Payne. If you can get Payne, you get Payne now.
You can get him now.
You get him now. Like now. I would put Deron Payne before I get Lamar Jackson. That's me. I would go get Deron Payne before I Deron Payne before I get Lamar Jackson.
Somebody says I use our money on a wide receiver and the best edge rusher available, and then fill minor holes after that and for the draft class, and then come next year use our money on a better free agent. I will agree. I'll disagree on using money on a wide receiver. And until I know that I got my quarterback and he ready to play, I won't spend a whole lot of money on a wide receiver. Not you might want to draft one middle of the draft, but I wouldn't buy a lot of expensive cars, and I don't have no garage to park them in. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, I agree. And see that. Okay.
Look at Kyle Pitts. You got a expensive car and got no gas to drive.
Yeah,
but it looked good. It looked good out there sitting in front of the house.
Yeah, you just wash it. If you ain't driving, just washing it and waxing it and looking at it.
and then backing on back in the garage.
Yeah, and paying big money for it. And see, I've got to elaborate on something that I said earlier. With this situation that we have in our coaching room, this really does a disservice to anybody coming here expecting a quarterback that has been trained, that knows what to do. Okay. The wide receiver room is going to suffer. The quarterback room is definitely going to suffer, and I just don't feel confident, just don't feel comfortable, just don't feel right. Just like you were saying, Tidy, and Winston, I've heard you all say the same thing. Okay, you were good today, but I can't trust you yet. This is just one game. This is just one game where you had an opportunity to look as good as you did this game 3 games prior to this one. Okay. And if you're not getting what it is that you need to get in order to make you a quarterback or to make you a better quarterback, what are you doing? Then if you draft a quarterback, say for instance, you go draft a quarterback, you bring him here, he gonna get the same mess. Right now, based on the coaching staff that you have, he's gonna get the same mess that Desmond Ridder got, that Marcus Mariota got, which was nothing. And the quarterback, as I have drilled and hollered and yelled, is the most important player on the team. That's your automatic team leader. Okay, that's the one that helps you put the points on the board. He's the field general on offense. That general is supposed to be getting the best orders and the best training to be that field general from the generals that are sitting back there in the back, not out there on the field. And see, Ridder, and I have to pretext what Ridder is doing based on what I'm thinking that he brought with him. I'm thinking he brought this with him. As far, like that throw that everybody was criticizing, that I heard, that I saw in the chat today, where Ridder
Deep pass.
Yeah, no. That little touch pass to Zacchaeus going into the end zone. He fired it at him and threw wide of it. All you had to do was just put a little, just a little bit of tartar sauce on it. Boom, touchdown.
Yeah, but you had on that play. Let me do put this out there. When you chew you out from the end zone, you had to put some heat on it. Because if you lost the ball, then the defender got enough time to undercut it. That's a 98-yard touchdown return. That's how that happens all the time. You rather him to overthrow him and put too much heat on it than to throw it trying to be pretty with the pass. Put the ball out there for him to make a play on. You let him make a play. But if you underthrow that ball, that's going the other way, and there's nobody back at the top.
Now, yes, if you underthrow the law, but I ain't talking about painting the reading rainbow up under. I ain't talking about that. I mean something that okay, and I understand what you're saying. You put it out there where either he catches it or nobody else gets it.
Nobody catches it.
Okay.
That's how James Harrison had the touchdown return in the Super Bowl. That 98-yard touchdown return that James Harrison had. That's how that happened. Because he tried to be pretty with the ball instead of zipping that ball in. Either you put it where your receiver will catch it and nobody else have a chance for it, or nobody have a chance for that. It's a dead ball. It's one of the two.
Hey, Wilson, that man, you talking about trying to be pretty. That man tried to doggone finesse that thing in there in between some folk with his crazy.
As a rookie, that's something he got to learn. That's something he got to learn. He got to figure out the touch.
Yeah.
Through the speed of the game and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it ain't nothing but his fourth game. It ain't nothing but his fourth because the pressure's.
Something that I disagreed with you earlier about, like whether they started Ridder these last 4 weeks or whenever they started him, his week 1 and his week 2, we can run all day, but if you give Ridder some pass protection, he's going to be all right. He's going to be all right. But I'll give a big shout out to the rookies. And like whatever Terry do right now as far as free agency goes, and whatever they do with this draft, that's gonna be his defining moment. Period.
You got that right.
Period.
Cause see now I've got to give the offensive line credit today. Now that's been some of the best pass blocking I've seen all year.
Hey John, let me give you this up. Was it based off of the offensive line? Or was it based off Tampa Bay rotating their secondary and third players?
I believe it was a combination of both.
Because Smaller was on that first drive, Ridder ain't had time to breathe.
Right. Because at the end of the day, Ridder still had to make the throws regardless. He made some great throws today. He showed you what he could actually do.
13 players.
Yeah, because, man, now that's what you do to a rookie quarterback. You're supposed to, make him uncomfortable, heat him up. Mm-hmm. And I liked what Dean Pease started doing to him, too, was heating up Tom Brady. Now, there were so many uncalled holds in this game. It was ridiculous.
Yeah,
but you know what people don't give them credit for? Drake, and with Pitts and Pruitt is going to be all right. Because one thing that Pruitt knows how to do, just like Drake, they know how to eat up that soft zone.
Yeah.
They know how to eat up that soft zone. They know how to get open in that soft zone. So I can't even take nothing away from them on that. Pruitt made some great catches. Drake made some great catches. We even had a Frank Darby signing today.
Yeah.
And
Darby even got him a catch today. You couldn't tell that man shit when he went to the sideline.
Right. And y'all, real quick, let's welcome Miss Lisa Shepherd to the panel today. How you doing, Lisa?
Hey, fresh from the bins.
Hey.
So I just want to hop on really quickly. I'm so hyped for Tyler Algier. And I had the good fortune of meeting his grandmother, mother, cousin, and uncle yesterday. They flew in, obviously, for the game. So I'm so glad that they got to witness in person him, getting 1,000 yards rushing this season. So shout out to Tyler. That's definitely a pleasant surprise for us, right?
He's definitely RB1 next year.
Yeah. So, and I will say, Tidy, in terms of, us we knew we weren't, in the playoffs, we're out of playoff contention. The energy in the bands was really good. I mean, people were still happy to see their team play, see what Ridder can do in his fourth start. And, we were partying afterwards like we had done something, but you know what I'm saying? I just want Falcons fans. I know we are frustrated in the totality of our losing, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? But let's still just try to, have some level of optimism as we go into the 23 season. Who knows what happens with the draft? Maybe Fontenot does some magic and we move up. Who knows? We don't know. There's a lot of unknowns right now, but I'm happy. We came off of the Matt Ryan, Julio Jones era. We're still, figuring out who we are as a team. And, but I'm happy. I know a lot of people aren't. Because Heidi, did you see my comment? I was just like, remember you said, watch the Falcons mess up the master plan to win these last 2 games.
Hey, I knew the fans was going to Falcon. I knew they was going to do it. I knew it. And I said that too, Lisa. I said, we're going to win the next 2 games. I guarantee it. That's what we do.
Yep. So, like you say, the Falcons go Falcons. So now we, as of right now, sit at number 8 in the draft. So we'll see how it shakes out for us. So.
Yeah, and you could actually tell it was more energetic in there from just watching the TV than I actually thought it would be today. I thought it would be very empty, but I was shocked.
Yeah, I was too, to be honest, because, with us being out of playoff contention. But, I mean, obviously, if you're a season ticket holder, your money already spent if you haven't sold your ticket. So might as well go enjoy the game. But, yeah, we definitely had a good time in there today. So that's all I wanted to say. So it's good seeing everybody. And
Good
I
to see
hate
you,
the
Lisa.
off season though, because the mock draft. I think some people really reach with these mocks, and that can be a little annoying in the off season, but it's fine.
Yeah, you know it's gonna be 3,000 posted in the group just next week alone. So
I'm gonna drop a mock every day.
Oh, every day. Don't do that.
Day. Because so PFF haven't updated, so they haven't taken out the players that's still going back to college. They still got like Bo Nix and all that, and they still haven't recalibrated.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll sign off. Thanks, Heidi.
thank you so much, Lisa. Talk to you soon.
All right.
Rise up.
Rise up.
All right, y'all, and let's do this real quick. Let's listen to our rookie talk real quick about his first, his second professional win. Let's see what he got to say real fast.
Well, I feel like it was pretty good. Like I said before, most offenses in the league, in high school, little league, whatever it is, they want to start with the run game. They want to dominate the run game, and that's going to set up the pass game. So like we said, when you have a dominant, offensive line up front and a great run attack by CP, Avery, and Tyler, it helps set up those pass plays a lot.
And for the future, what is it, Bo, given that Drake London finished so strong and Tyler also finished strong here?
It's huge for them. I'm happy for what they did and how they finished. I know that those are two hard-working guys, and they're not going to settle for anything. They're not going to look back at this season and see what they did and come out next year and not do the same. I know that they're going to work that much harder to try to be that much better.
Follow up on that with Drake and Tyler. When you met them at rookie minicamp, could you see kind of how this year was going to trend for them? I mean, if you kind of just are looking at them when you knew them then and kind of now where they're at now.
Yeah, I would say rookie minicamp was, there's a lot of clouds going on in everyone's head. So, I don't know if I was seeing much more outside of the playbook and then, trying to execute the job. But, you can see that, these guys, like I said, they're hard workers. They're determined and they're going to show up every day and go to work. So when you have guys like that, you know that they're going to be successful at the end of the day.
I know you talked before at length about this offensive line, and Arthurson said kind of when we were talking to him earlier that essentially the foundation and identity of this offense kind of starts with them and started with them this season. Is that something that you saw not in the last 4 games from them, but all this season from them?
100%. We don't just have to talk about offensively either. It's a defensive front too. That's one thing that, our team prides ourselves on, and is just be big on both sides of the ball. Dominating the line of scrimmage, if you're on defense, not letting the quarterback feel comfortable back there. If you're on offense, push the guys in front of you back as far as they can go. And so, when you rely heavily on that, it helps us out. But, no, it's a tribute to those guys. Their hard work. But
he sound nervous, man.
He sound like Peyton Manning when he was a rookie.
Yeah. You can hear the youth in his voice still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He looked like he read science books in his off time too.
And see, you have to when a youngin gets in front of the mic, you have to hold your breath and say, what is he gonna say? Is he gonna don't cuss, please don't cuss. You just never know. They're young. And when those microphones and those cameras and stuff all up in front of you, man, even the best will say the wrong thing and spend 2 or 3 months trying to get out from under that rock they just buried themselves under. But give him a couple of years, he'll be straight. He'll be all right. He'll be able to talk to the public.
I want to give him a couple of years. I give him next year because he's gonna be the spotlight next year. So they're gonna get at him.
But yeah, get it straight from a public speaking coach. That's a good.
But
If
man,
they gonna run with him, he's definitely getting a public speaking coach.
I wonder who that's going to be.
Charles London.
Might be your boy Matt Ryan.
Charles London.
See,
There he go with that. There he go with that stuttery.
He already out there getting tests from jobs he ain't qualified for. He might well be a public speaking coach too.
Hey, that boy, you know, that's just pitiful. That's just pitiful.
Charles London will be the first coach they could become a billionaire. Ain't never had to put a punch a time clock once this whole season. What am I saying?
So let me ask y'all this. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, let's say the Falcons decide not to draft the quarterback, which chances are they probably won't, depending on at them number 8 right now. Do y'all think it would be a good idea or bad idea if they moved up in the draft to draft Jalen Carter or Will Anderson?
I don't see nobody gonna give up their spot though. That's my only thing.
You probably right.
I don't see nobody gonna give up a spot before that 8th pick. Nobody, because they all got needs.
Chicago will move off their number 1 because they have so many holes. That number 1 is so valuable. You can get 4 or 5 picks off it.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
you're probably right there, Winston, being they already got a quarterback too.
Off of that number 1 because they already had a quarterback.
Not really.
If they needed a quarterback,
they don't have a quarterback yet.
Yeah, if they needed a quarterback, it'd be something different. It's automatic where they're going. You know what I'm saying? But Chicago would move off of it.
Hey, well, they didn't kill him. They didn't kill him this year. They almost got him, but they didn't kill him this year.
They took him out.
Yeah, but 3-14, bro.
64. Hey. You said the single season quarterback rushing record. I think he needed 64 yards. It couldn't play because he got beat up all season long.
Yeah.
And they don't have nothing. So if you don't have nothing, what you got to do for a young quarterback? You got to give him a weapon. You got to give him protection. You got to give him a defense. So they'll move off their number 1 pick. But the question is, are we willing to put in that much to get that pick? Because if they don't move off, it's a lot. Jalen Carter, Will Anderson is going number 1 overall.
Yeah, somebody gonna have to get him the farm to get that number 1 pick.
Yeah, it's gonna cost you at least 3 first-round picks.
Yeah, it's not
worth it. They have to give up the farm for it.
We have too many holes. We have too many holes to slide up that far. We better off.
Yeah, and Indy, I just don't see I see Stroud going to Indy. That's just my personal opinion because I feel like they're gonna put him in, let Matt Ryan play 1 more year.
Matt ain't playing no more.
Oh, Matt gone out of Indy, bro. They ain't bringing him back.
I told John.
I don't think he's going nowhere. What's their option for quarterback? That's what I said. They're gonna get a quarterback regardless.
Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna. No, I think they're gonna move off Matt Ryan for financial reasons.
Yeah, Matt gone, man. Matt gone. They drafting
a quarterback then.
See this Stroud. If he don't go as the first quarterback, he's definitely going to the second in Indianapolis.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. He going to Indy. I don't think he going 1.
Yeah, I think he going 1. I personally would pick C.J. Stroud because his body size. You got a quarterback that's back there flinging the ball and he ain't 200 pounds.
But when a lot of people they look at Alabama quarterback and they look at C.J. Stroud, I guarantee most of them going with Alabama quarterback.
Yeah, but then you got to look at what happened throughout this season this year. You had a small quarterback into it. Then they got knocked out not once, not twice, but 3 times with a concussion.
Yeah,
3 times. And he slid a bill from Alabama. Then you got Kyler Murray. He done got hurt. So you slide a bill. Then you got Lamar Jackson. He done got hurt. Because you slide a bill. So what you go do? You go get a sturdy quarterback and do damn near the same thing. C.J. Stroud. That's number 1. They're gonna be the first quarterback off the board.
So that means the coach. So that means the coach will probably move up to number 1, and so they make sure they can get C.J. Stroud.
Nah, we're not going nowhere. We gonna stay at 8.
You think the coach will move up to get Stroud?
If that's who they want, if the Colts want Stroud, they're gonna have to go up to number 1.
Number 2.
No, they ain't got to go to number 1.
Got to go to
Because
number
number
2.
1 go on defense.
Yeah.
They got to go to 3. They got to at least to go to 3 to get a quarterback.
Oh, they sitting at number 5. They sitting at number 5 right now.
Right, but I'm saying they'll go up. They got to go up to at least 3 to get a quarterback.
Yeah.
At least get
Chicago
what they
won't draft
want.
the quarterback.
Chicago,
Right, but that's what I'm saying. They got to go to at least 3 because 2 or 3.
Chicago on defense. Either they go
Right.
defense or they're trading back.
And Houston definitely getting a quarterback.
Right.
Hey, Tyler, can you pull up on the draft board again?
Yeah, hold on. And while I do that, let me ask y'all this question. Let me go ahead and stir the pot a little bit. We pick at Atlanta Falcons are on the clock. Number 8.
Once again at number 8.
Number 8. Will Levis is right there. Do you take it?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't need another project. Arthur Smith and Terry
I
Fontenot
agree with you on that.
can't deal with having another project right now. They can't.
What did Will Levis show us at Kentucky to prove that we can pick him at number 8?
Desmond Ridder is their project.
They
can't take another project quarterback. If they're gonna take a quarterback, it gotta be something for sure.
I would argue that he showed a lot. His intangibles.
Yeah, but if it's not Stroud or Bryce, I mean, I'm not picking a quarterback after they're gone.
I can feel you on that.
Indianapolis getting you know what? I'm gonna throw a curveball at y'all. Houston getting Stroud. Indianapolis gonna skip over Bryce Young and go get Will Levis because he's the bigger body quarterback. Bryce Young will slap because he's fast.
So that means when you say that, Winston, that means the Falcons could trade just a little bit and grab Bryce.
No, they wouldn't even have to trade because they would fall to him.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Vegas got Stidham. Detroit already got their quarterback. They're gonna run with Goff anyway because the numbers they've been putting up. They're gonna run with Goff. Vegas got Stidham. That's who they had already planned on having as their long-term quarterback anyway. And Bryce Young will fall to Atlanta.
That's why I think Levis is being kind of underrated and undervalued right now.
Yeah.
I know he didn't put up eye-popping numbers at Kentucky, but y'all follow me on this. Follow me on this. You put Will Levis on Georgia, Ohio State, or Bama, he's probably in the playoffs.
Yeah, there's a lot. He got better talent.
Right.
Kentucky got no talent, and he still put up decent numbers.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what he look like, and the two people they're gonna compare him to, Carson Wentz and Josh Allen. Same body, same low end program, but they made noise because of the quarterback. Bryce Young will slide because he too small. Unless he show up to his pro day at like 210, he's gonna slide. If he show up to the combine, 210 or smaller,
he can't be 210 at that point. He fat because he ain't but like 5'9".
He like
about 5'9".
Yeah,
I'm taller than he is. I'm 5'11".
Hey, look, I'm gonna throw him a bone. I'm gonna give him 5'10".
All right, I'll give him 5'10". You still kind of fat at 5'10", unless you just bodybuild big. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, I ain't nothing but fat. I'm 5'7". I'm 5'7", but I'm 200.
Wait a minute. The man is 5'10", wearing Jordans, and he 5'8".
He 5'10", 195 pounds. He's not going first overall. I'm 5'7" to 200.
Wearing the cleats with the big pins in the bottom on the concrete.
I'm telling you, he's not going first overall because ain't nobody sitting there risking their future at that high of a pick for that small of a player at that position. That doesn't make sense. Miami took a shot on it. It looked good. It looked good all season until he got hurt. Then he came back and looked good again. Then he got hurt. Then it looked good again. He got hurt.
I won't discount it because stranger things have happened in the draft.
What's on your
Right,
pants?
I'm telling you, Bryce Young gonna slide. He
Why
gonna slide.
you?
The bigger body quarterback that can absorb a hit, they going first. C.J.
You
Stroud
got him
going
on
first.
backwards. That's what's
Will
wrong.
Levis going second. Bryce Young is going to slide to about like 13.
I don't think he's gonna drop that far.
Pat Mahomes. Who else getting the quarterback? Who else need a quarterback?
Hey, I just say this: if he there at 8 and the Falcons pass on him, I'm going to Flower Branch, and I hope y'all got some bail money for me.
Hey man, look, he gonna be there at 8, and he gonna be there at 9.
We
You
would
go,
be,
you might as well go ahead and prepare yourself for that.
man, we would be crazy to pass
He's
on
gonna,
Bryce Young.
he's gonna be there at 8. He gonna be there at 9. Why am I tell you, y'all? Everybody that's sitting there watching this, mark this video. He's gonna be there at 8. He's gonna be there at 9.
Way. No way.
Why am I tell you?
No way.
What's today's date?
The 8th.
The 8th.
He got too much arm talent.
Huh? It ain't about it.
So let me ask you this: how did Kyler Murray, probably who was an inch or two short, how did he go number 1?
Because Kyler Murray is like 210, 215.
So you think they're gonna solely base it on weight when he gonna go to an NFL team and they can bulk him up?
Yeah,
his arm talent is too great,
if
man.
He has to be bulked up. He need another year to sit. These quarterbacks needy team need a quarterback now. They don't need a quarterback that they got to sit there on the bench to get your battery right for the NFL.
Winston, there's no way in the world he fall out of the top 10, bro.
Why?
I don't even think he fall out of the top 7.
I don't think he's gonna make it out the top 5, bro.
That's what I say. I say top 7. He gone.
Gone. Bro, he going in that top 5. Somebody getting him.
Yeah,
just the way with his accuracy and all that, all the other intangibles that he has.
Let me ask you a question. Well, let me ask you a question. If you had to base your job, your career, your coaching future, and for this Atlanta Falcon team, is you gonna risk it all on a quarterback that's 5'9", 5'10", 190 pounds?
I mean,
when I know I can put weight on him,
you're gonna have to look at this.
Hold on, because you said, man, therefore I know you trying to spin it. Now don't do that. It's a simple yes or no situation right here.
I'm not trying to spin it because you got
coaching job. Man, you done had 2 back-to-back seasons of losing season. Not 1, but 2. And you go your first pick. You're gonna risk your coaching job for a 5'9", 5'10", 195-pound quarterback.
But you gotta look at his other intangibles that he's got that he have.
Yes. That ain't what I asked you,
bro. Saying?
No, that's not what I asked you. I said, what would you do? I ain't talking about all that. It's a yes or no.
Okay, let him answer. Go ahead.
Okay, if it was me in that position, looking at his weight, because you can always get him on a weight program, and you look at his other intangibles, we gonna draft him because he's one of the top 2 quarterbacks that's coming out.
Yeah, just based on value alone, somebody gonna scrap. They're gonna snatch him up.
Yeah, he coming up out of there.
Arm talent too great.
Yeah, his arm talent too great, bro.
Arm talent.
I mean, everybody gonna come in small, and then they gonna get on the weight program. But everybody ain't that they what they gonna wait. Once they get up in there.
Because what you think? If somebody can actually draft him,
I'm gonna tell you,
they can draft and trade him in the draft.
When you put on weight, when you put on muscle mass, you have to learn to get accustomed to that muscle mass.
Right.
You're gonna have some time.
You don't throw that weight on and then automatically at your peak potential. You have to train that muscle to be able to use that muscle mass that you have. That man is at 195. He need to be at least 210, 215. To be able to take
they gonna have to draft all the way to opening day to do that.
My God,
they gonna have time to put weight on him.
Sitting there throwing on no damn 30-something pounds in what 4 months?
He don't need to throw on 30 pounds. I'm saying about 50, I'm saying about 10 to 15. Because he's at what? Listen at 194 right now.
So you want a 205-pound quarterback?
I'm saying give him up about 205.
You want a
that man
205-pound quarterback.
When that man get drafted, he gonna be standing on the stage with his jersey with Roger Goodell eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Watch.
You want that man? You want a 205-pound quarterback? Let me understand. Let me make sure I get this right. You want a 205-pound quarterback?
If it's Bryce Young, I surely do. I surely do if it's Bryce Young.
Yeah, crazy. Hey, look.
I surely do if it's Bryce Young.
Look. The man on talent is elite. I'm not taking nothing away from his talent.
Right.
Talent base wise, I don't take nothing away from him. I'm just saying he is too small right now to be able to stand up to.
Let me say this though, Winston.
200-some-pound lineman.
But you got to consider his playing style. He don't play like Kyler Murray. He ain't trying to run the ball. He's a precision passer, bro.
Yeah, he's a pocket hit. Which is even worse. Because if your line is not blocking for you, then you're sitting duck. Now your what $40-some million investment you got hit smacked by a 280-pound defensive end with some speed.
Winston, what you forget is he's a lot more athletic than Tua as well. Tua is not that athletic. He's a lot more athletic than Tua.
Stop it, because y'all taking away from Tua. Tua stopped running around when he got to the NFL because he got his ass smacked. In his first
running around like that,
No, Tua was running around. Tua won't run around too crazy, but Tua definitely moving. Tua moving like Russell Wilson when he was in college.
I gotta disagree with that.
Don't do that. Tua was definitely
disagree. Not Russ. Not prime Russ.
In the plays and moving around. He just got a better arm than Russell.
I think Tua gonna retire early though. If he gets some concussion next year, that's it.
Tua shot around shit because he was like, hold on. Everybody else out here is fast as I am, and they're way bigger. Let me figure out how to do this in the pocket.
Because if you remember, Winston, if you remember his injuries at Bama, they all came when somebody caught him because he was trying to run around.
Exactly.
That's Tua.
Bro, you proving my point. Proving my point. He got flushed out the pocket and dude ran his ass down from the back end, and then he took it and tore up his hip.
But I have not seen those same linemen you talking about. I have not seen them run Bryce Young down.
He got flushed out the pocket, bro.
I have not seen them same linemen you talk about run Bryce Young down.
But them GMs are not going to make their decision.
Did you not see our offensive line sitting there blocking earlier at the beginning of the game?
Well, did you not? Long as it ain't the lineman from Tennessee, because they had that boy running for his life.
Did y'all not see our first drive? Every play went back.
Yeah, that first is our O-line was hard.
Hold on. So if you seen that, and that was against Tampa Bay starters, right? Why would you want to put Why would you want to put a 195-pound quarterback back there?
But them GM ain't gonna base off of a quarterback off of his height and weight.
Man, we're not drafting a quarterback. So.
I know we're not drafting a quarterback. That thought's out of my head. I know we're not drafting the quarterback.
Well, these are the Falcons now. Never say never.
I'm telling you, TJ and Bryce gonna be gone by the time that pick 8 comes. Trust me.
What you say? The Falcons are going to Falcon.
Exactly. Yeah, true.
If Bryce is there at 8, they better Falcon by drafting Bryce.
They better.
Bryce is not gonna be out of the top 8, man. I don't think he's gonna make it out of the top 5.
Yeah, that's what I said. He's gonna be gone. When Indy get there and he there, they're gonna draft him. Trust me.
Bryce, but at the same time, Bryce is going to be a project because he's not going to stand up through a whole season. That's dead. I don't care who he goes.
How did he stand up? How did he play so many college games? I think Will Levis was hurt as much as he was.
College and NFL, two entirely different things.
I know that, but I'm saying at some point you're facing the same personnel. At some point, it's going to all balance itself out. The same lineman that he faced in the SEC, eventually those guys are gonna come to the NFL. You see what I'm saying?
All right. So when Tua started his first season, how many games he played?
But Tua has head injuries, right?
Nah, Tua got head injuries now.
He got head injuries now, but I think that first season was the season he had that tackle surgery, wasn't it?
How many games Tua played his first season?
I don't know.
That's about.
I think Tua missed some games because it was either the hip surgery or the tightrope surgery that he had that first season start.
Hurt.
But Tua was hurt. Tua got hurt in Alabama.
Yeah,
he got hurt in Alabama, and he got hurt in Miami. Look at Kyler Murray.
Bryce has only missed like 1 or 2 games in college, though.
Yeah, he missed 2 games with a shoulder injury.
Shoulder injury.
Monty, how many games Kyler Murray played his first season?
I don't recall. I think he played all of them, if I remember right. His first year as a starter.
How many he missed? 4?
I don't think he couldn't have missed 4 games his first, because I think his first year as a starter was the year he was at Oklahoma and won the Heisman.
What?
If I'm not mistaken.
I'm talking about NFL or pro.
In the NFL, but I'm talking about in the NFL. How many games did that man play his first season?
Then he win Rookie of the Year.
He played every game his first year.
It might have been 12, 13.
No, he played every game.
Did he? Did he play every game?
He played every game.
He did it first. I mean, his first year or in his second year.
His first year, he won Rookie of the Year, didn't he?
Kyler started every game. Kyler Murray did not miss a game until his 3rd year. He missed 2 games.
3rd year, okay.
He played every game his first year. He played every game his 2nd year. He missed 2 games his 3rd year.
Hold on. I know he came out of the game early.
Turn the light on over there.
I know for a fact he came out of the game early. He made him play the Knicks game, but I know for a fact he came out of the game early.
But that's common though. I mean, you could be 6'6", 240, and you might miss 2 quarters.
It all depends on the lick.
All right. How big is Kyler Murray? What do they have listed at?
They got him listed about 5'10".
5'10".
What is weight?
207.
He's 2. He's 2 and change.
He's listed at 207 on Pro Football Reference.
Okay, 207.
Now,
207.
What did Bryce Young listed at?
Bryce is listed at 194.
But they got him at 6 foot. We know he ain't
6
6
foot.
foot.
We know he ain't 6 foot.
6 foot. He's not no 6 foot.
No.
No. We know that listed is. We know listed in actual height is 2 different things.
Yeah, we know that's cap.
But what we saying is,
basketball.
Ain't no GM is gonna pass up on him just because of his height and weight. They not finna pass up on that.
No.
With all his other talents he got.
Hey, look,
arm is elite, bro.
I tell you what. Whichever y'all want to take a friendly wager, I'll put $200 on it.
Hold on, you got a suitor in the comments.
Yeah, you got a suitor.
You got a suitor.
All right, Armani said 200.
They strap.
I got nothing to bet right now.
Armani say he got $200. He go top 5.
I'm with you, Armani.
Shit, hey, bet it up.
At some point, the GM's gonna feel forced.
Bet it up. Hey, Armani,
I ain't got nothing to bet right now.
Send me your cash.
Winston, don't do that, bro. You about to lose your money.
Hey, man. Hey, one thing about me, my word is bond. I stand on.
I believe you on that, but I'm just saying, bro, he's gonna get drafted top 5, man.
Top 5, yeah, in top 5, he gone.
Bro, he been a projected #1 pick for 2 years.
Yes, exactly. He's #1 quarterback on everybody's board. He is the #1 quarterback on everybody's board.
He been #1 for 2 years, bro.
Yes.
Send me your cash and
giving away money.
I'm trying to talk him out of
money. I can't take it with me. I'm going anyway.
Don't do it, Miss Philly. Don't trade places with me.
Then the way CJ Stroud played last week, his stock went up some.
Yeah. The only quarterback that could challenge Bryce for #1 is CJ Stroud.
Yeah,
that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And they both gone in the top 5. Period. I don't care who go first. They both gone.
Hold on. This the second quarterback ain't going to Indianapolis. Indianapolis ain't picking till 6 or 7. Armani gonna pay me $200 come April other jump, and that's gonna pay. That's gonna help me pull my
Indianapolis got the 5th pick.
Yeah, Indy got the 5th pick.
Indy got pick 5. And don't forget about Seattle. I'm not so sure Seattle is not going to draft a quarterback and give Geno Smith one more year.
No, Seattle ain't drafting a quarterback.
I'm not going to say they not. I won't say they won't.
To Houston.
Don't say they won't.
First quarterback going to Houston.
Yeah.
And then the next one going to Indy.
Right. So
Indy at number 5.
So if Indy want CJ Stroud, they're going to have to move up to number 1.
Indy's not getting CJ Stroud. Indy
gonna take whichever one of them is available. They're gonna pick either one of them.
That's what they're gonna get.
I agree with Antonio. They ain't going no Will Levis if both of them still on the board.
If they whoever left out of them two, that's who they're gonna pick. Period. And trust me, they're gonna have that pick on. They're gonna have that pick ready to go as soon as one of them go. And they be like, if he there, we gonna take him. Period. It ain't even gonna be no discussion about it.
It sounds good.
You think about it. If Ryan's so-called gone, right? Who is their option?
Why would I say?
Even if they bring in a veteran, they still gonna pick a quarterback.
Yeah, they definitely picking a quarterback. But I'm telling you, it's gonna be Will Levis over goddamn Bryce Young. Why would it take? And you don't pick up small quarterback. That's the whole reason why they went got Andrew Luck. They got Carson Wentz. They got Matt Ryan. They don't do small quarterback. Indy don't do small quarterback.
That don't mean they won't. Bryce kind of hard to pass up, bro.
Yeah, you can't pass up on Bryce.
You can't pass that up, man.
Bro, you sleeping on Bryce, man.
Especially if they need a quarterback.
Bryce is not a project.
Hey, no, he's not. You just got to put weight on his head. I'm telling you. All right. Hey, look, I ain't got to say no more. The bet is already in. Y'all screenshot it. I already told you. Send me your cash app. We're gonna get that together.
Winston Armani said him and his kids gonna have a nice spring break because of you, bro.
Winston, I don't know why you made this bet, bro.
You put it in the comment.
My Phil. Armani gonna pay for her birthday present.
So hold on, just so we clarify, we're gonna clarify this on camera. The bet is $200 that Bryce Young will not get drafted top 5. Is that the bet?
That's the bet.
Armani, do you agree? Do you agree with that bet, Armani? We just need you to agree.
Damn, that you want to take a second bet?
We got it on camera. Now I'm just clarifying they bet.
Hey, tell Armani to come on so you can have.
You can double up if you that, you know.
I need
Armani, I'm gonna send you a link. You can come on if you want.
I need two-face authentication. Y'all see this ain't no doggone $5 and this ain't no $5 bet now.
Why are you taking this bet, bro?
Hey, that man said y'all
Winston
going top 5.
Winston, you
ain't no way you can pass on Bryce Young, bro. No way.
No way.
And I still, and in my opinion, I still think he's gonna be the first quarterback on. Period. I like CJ Stroud, but I don't think Bryce Young. Nobody's gonna pass up Bryce Young, bro.
Quarterback on everybody's big board right now.
I just don't see.
My bad. The rain took and smacked on the back button on the jump.
You good?
I'm here. No, I don't run away from my word.
There go Armani.
Oh yeah, I want that bet.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, we locked in, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Hey, my good word, we locked in.
Y'all need some light. I can't authenticate this bet. I can see you, Wilson.
We locked in.
Okay. Hey, I'm listening to y'all. I'm at dinner. With the fam, and I hit Bryce Young not gonna go top 5. Are you crazy? Are you serious?
Hey, buddy, we ain't gotta talk about no more.
One chance. I'm gonna give you one chance to back out this bet. I'm gonna give you one chance.
Winston,
Don't
back
do
out,
it.
bro.
Hey,
Don't
look,
do it, Winston. I'm
hey,
telling you.
no. I'm not
I'm gonna give you
backing out
one
of that.
chance to back out this
No, I'm
bet.
telling
not
Armani not to
backing
do
out
it.
of
Get
that.
that free money, bruh.
Okay.
Get that free money.
Okay.
I'm not backing out of that.
And I don't want no excuses. Tax season around the corner, so I don't
Oh
want no
no,
excuses.
hey man, look. One thing for sure, two things for certain. My money long. I ain't got no
That's a
problem with
bet.
that.
That's a bet. All right, that's a bet.
I don't make bets that I can't cover. I don't do that.
That's a nice friendly bet.
Hey, look. Hey, Tidy.
What? But why? How is Bryce Young not gonna go
hey,
top
look.
5?
Hold on. Armani, I'm gonna do you one better. Hey, Tidy. On draft night, go live.
Oh, we are gonna be live. We
go live every year.
Everybody gonna be live already.
Hey, I was locked up last year. All right. When I'm gonna get on the live jump.
All right.
And then Armani, you gonna get on the live jump. And then what's gonna happen is when pick 5 pass by Bryce, I'm gonna tell you go ahead. No, matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you can go ahead and keep the money. I don't want it, I just want to prove a point. But if I'm wrong, I give you the money. I ain't got a problem with it.
Just be ready to hit send, bruh.
Do you
don't
Bryce
sit
Young
up.
is the best quarterback, arguably, in this draft. When you talk about skill and knowledge,
I give him that. I'm not knocking. I'm not taking away from his talent at all, bro. I'm taking away from his side.
I just like keep going off.
You got to look at everything that happened this year with the whole concussion shit. With Tua, what happened with Tua, and then Kyler Murray getting hurt too. I'm telling you, he's not going top 5 because he's too small.
Here's why I say he's going top 5. For Tua already had injuries coming into the NFL. He already had a concussion already coming into the NFL.
When did he have a concussion before he got to the NFL?
Surgery.
He had no concussion in Alabama.
Huh?
Okay. When was the last time somebody passed on a Heisman quarterback? Wasn't that who was that? Charlie Ward?
Hey, did Tua go top 5?
Charlie Ward was the last time somebody passed on a Heisman quarterback, wasn't it?
Tua went fifth.
Yep.
Yeah, Tua went fifth.
To Miami,
Tua
right?
went fifth.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
he didn't have no concussion.
Yeah, but Bryce Young don't have nothing wrong with him yet.
You're not catching what I'm saying. The NFL is changing. They definitely going to change their rules because of the concussion situations that have been going on this year.
Yeah.
So you saying they're gonna have a weight? They're gonna have a weight game policy.
They're gonna build that high on it. All right. Hey, look, the bet locked in. The bet locked in. That's my good word.
Okay, that's a bet.
That's on my kid.
All right. Hey,
if I'm wrong, if I'm wrong, you got $200.
If you lose, I'm gonna send you. If you lose, I'm gonna send you $10, bro.
Hey, okay, we'll see. Hey,
so you're only gonna be out of pocket $190, bro.
My dinner, and then I'm gonna hop back on when we leave, man. I'm gonna finish.
Oh no, I don't need no help on that. I stand off my
Armani,
work.
make sure you tip them good because you're gonna get it back in April, bro.
Oh yeah. The kids gonna have a nice little shopping spree on spring break.
Yeah, all right. Armani be sitting on the side of on the side of the road with a sign. I lost a bet in the Atlanta Bird game. Please help.
Oh man, everybody, hey, ask the guys in the group. I bet somebody that I think the year that Justin Fields, I thought when we had him, and we passed on him, I bet like 2 or 3 people, and I gave them their money, man. So ask around, ask about me. But anyway, man, I'm gonna let y'all have it. I'm going ahead and finish eating.
All right,
bro.
All right, bro.
Hey, bro.
Congratulations, Armani.
Dog, Winston, I don't know why you made that bet, bro.
Nah, I wouldn't have made that one, bro.
Not wise. Not
no
wise.
way in the hell I would have made that one.
No
Not
way.
wise.
Now, if it had been the Falcons, I would have got in on that. But anybody else? Nah. Well, I mean, hey, he said he's sure about his now. He's sure about it. So
because I can see a team being realistic. I can see a team that don't need a quarterback, and if Bryce Young there, they're gonna take him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's just being real.
He that good.
He that good.
He that good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine you having a quarterback that's not a project with an arm like he got, with an arm like that, and all I got to do is feed him.
Yep.
Feed him and put him in the weight room.
Hey man.
Well, we
Look.
ain't nothing like that, so I don't know how that feel. We ain't never had nothing like that around here, so I don't know what the hell that feel like.
Look at it. Ridder took him, slid to the third round. He was 205.
Everybody keep talking about this Lamar Jackson, man. I just don't see. I don't see Lamar. I don't see them eating up the cap to get him.
Yeah, cause see all of those.
Well, they went after Deshaun. They went after Deshaun when we didn't have no money.
That's true.
Yeah, true that. Now that is true. That's
We got more than enough money to get Lamar and other pieces.
Yeah.
By far. Like we can go into.
But he's not going nowhere though. The Ravens not going to let him go.
That's what I say too. I think cooler heads prevailing. They're gonna work something out up there.
Yeah, they're gonna get that man what he wants.
Yeah.
I think so. Eventually, they gonna work something out. This kind of remind me of when Dak and the Cowboys were going back and forth.
Yeah.
And they eventually pay him what he wanted.
Right, because even if you look at Lamar, what he wanted, they not missing. The Ravens is not missing his numbers by much.
Yeah, they is. They offense.
Nah, not really.
They offense been some shit since he been gone.
Yeah, he want the whole thing
And to
fully
be honest,
guaranteed. Like
if I was Lamar, I wouldn't play in the wild card game.
I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't play in the wild card game. Y'all think y'all don't want to pay me my money? Why am I sitting there versing myself? Lamar ain't hurt. He been over there injured. When he first got injured, it was day to day.
But
it's been like 3 weeks now.
But y'all, if he sit out a wild card game because of that, I think his stock would drop.
Yeah.
His stock ain't gonna drop. It's just him protecting himself.
He need to play, then he'll get what he want.
Yeah.
Because if he sit out, he ain't gonna get what he want.
Yeah,
he don't need to play
especially if they win.
His number speaks for itself. You gotta think about it. That man already won an MVP.
But if he wins,
he already put up crazy numbers in this league. Why am I sitting there keep resting myself? And you got to remember this too. Lamar is his own agent.
Right.
He don't have representation. So
but
at the end of the day, he got to do what's best for himself. But at the same time, he got to do what's best for his brand.
That's true though. But from a business standpoint, let's look at it from a business standpoint. The team has not done anything wrong. So for you to sit out because you ain't got the contract you wanted yet, to me that's kind of a little fugazi because they contractually they don't have to pay you yet because you're still under contract. You know, he may not like it, but from a business standpoint, he may did nothing wrong yet.
Especially if he's trying to ask for what he want, he gonna need to play in this playoff game.
Right.
Let me ask y'all this then. All right, so say Lamar suit up for the wild card game. Get out there, get to run around and break his leg. Then what?
Then you rehab and you come back next year.
I mean,
so you mean to tell me the fact that you've been sitting down, you basically
I'm with you, Winston, but to play devil's advocate, that got paid while he was hurt. So
right, but you mean to tell me because you've been pouting the last 3 weeks because they ain't honored your numbers when they don't have to pay you right now that I'm not gonna play, period?
And at the same time, he don't have to be
it don't
there.
work like that, bro.
He don't have to
they in the playoffs.
He
doesn't
have to be there. That's the whole thing.
But
he don't have to be there. After this season, he don't have to be there.
But he got to be there right now.
But hold on.
On the contract, he got to be there right now.
What he gonna do after next season when you say he don't got to be there?
Unless they franchise tag him, what 9% they probably will do, so they can have some type of return if he do leave. But like, it's not necessary for all this shit. He don't have to be there. He can sit there and make a move and holler at another team, get them to trade the assets for him, negotiate that, and get up out there.
Well, hold on, you can't do
that.
You
but that mentality
that's against the league rules. That's tampering.
No,
right. But if he got that type of mentality, that means he just don't want to be in Baltimore
until the new team to the new NFL season start in March.
Well, the
He can't
Ravens,
talk to him.
Right.
the Ravens
Till
still
then.
Right,
have
but
a
if he
different
has that
right.
type of mentality,
No. He can't talk to another team as long as the contract with Baltimore. That's tampering.
He don't have a contract with Baltimore after this NFL season ends, unless they put a franchise tag on him.
That's my point. See, you missing out the fact that Baltimore still hold all the cards.
Yeah,
They're not gonna let him become an unrestricted free agent no matter what. If he plays or not, they're gonna franchise tag him.
Yeah, he got too much value.
Yeah. And
way too much value.
Also, you don't want that type of label put on you that you didn't play for whatever reason. Because see now, we quick to say folk quit on teams around here. we real quick on that quitting trigger around here. And if this was just an inkling of quitting or pouting, owners talk to each other. Talk to each other. People talk to each other and see. They may not put anything in writing as to how they feel about you, but best believe these back channel phone calls and opinions and things of this sort go around the league. And I listening to you guys talking about it, it's a thing where if he is healthy enough to play, he got to play.
I don't think that Baltimore hasn't taken calls.
To play, though. That's the
Baltimore
thing.
took plenty of calls from other teams as far as like what would it take for us to get him. That happens all the time.
Watch this. How many games he been out?
Been out 3 right now.
No, that's a lot.
Longer than that.
He's been out for about 7 games. He's been out for about 7 games.
I thought he just got that injury.
Hold on. He was supposed to came back when we played Baltimore. That would have gave him 3 games out.
So do you think he's 100% right now?
He's been 100%.
Okay, so that means he's doing what? He having a temper tantrum then, right?
Hey man, look,
5 games.
When it comes to my livelihood, and y'all sitting there acting like y'all don't care about it, the fuck am I sitting there throwing myself out there in the fire for?
You can't necessarily say that because we don't really know what they offered. The report said they offered him like 200 plus guaranteed.
They offer him it wasn't 200 plus guaranteed. It was 200 plus million. It wasn't fully guaranteed. He wanted fully guaranteed, but he wanted fully guaranteed more than what Deshaun Watson had at 250. If they offer him 251, if they had offered him 251 million guaranteed, fully guaranteed, he would have signed.
So imagine you not playing in the playoff game, what that does to your stock to the next team. Based on what you're saying. And you want 250 plus guaranteed.
Not just that, look what it do to the locker room too.
True.
I'm not
when
speaking
everybody
off
see
myself.
that you healthy
I'm
and
speaking
you're not
off
playing.
What I'm seeing. I'm just speaking off what I'm seeing. But that's what's going on. That's exactly what's going on. That man is not sitting there risking himself to get hurt again. Now it's playoff time. He probably will play on that wild card, play in the wild card and keep moving and see how far they can run. But at the same time, he ain't got a team fully stocked to go ahead and make a full run to the Super Bowl. It would take some miraculous shit for Baltimore to go to the Super Bowl. But
if they just go there and beat the Bengals next week with him being back, that proves that they're gonna need him.
They're not gonna beat the Bengals.
So therefore, what he's asking for, they're gonna have to give it to him if they want to keep him.
Right.
Any given Sunday, bro. Any given Sunday that anybody can be beat.
He lose money by not playing.
I'm telling you, they're not gonna beat the Bengals. Them boys, they didn't found their stride. They're not gonna beat the Bengals. If they play the Bengals, they're not gonna beat the Bengals.
We don't know that yet. We don't know that yet.
Man, it's a coin flip on home field advantage.
That don't mean nothing, bro.
I thought Kansas City got their home field throughout.
Nah, the Bengals got it.
No,
the Bengals got a flip. That's the whole reason why Joe Mixon did the celebration in the end zone earlier. He put a corn out of his sock and flipped it.
But they don't do that until they make if they make the AFC Championship game.
No, that's for the wild card game, man. The AFC Championship game may
it's for the wild card game. You're right.
The AFC Championship game may get played on a neutral site. They haven't fully decided on that yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that depends on who makes it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. It depends on the season and who matching up with who.
Yeah, because Kansas City supposedly locked up everything already.
Yeah, Kansas City locked up #1 overall last night.
Yeah. So thing is that I think if Kansas City was to lose and Cincinnati would get in there, I guess they would be coin flipping all the way through, really.
Yeah.
Because, they'd be coin flipping all the way through. And oh man, okay.
It's about the and that's fucked up, but it's about the stigma of that field.
And
Two got hurt on that field,
like me,
Perfect, AB, and then DeMar. All of them got hurt on Cincinnati field.
And
so that was the whole reason why they instituted all that for this postseason. But they're not gonna carry on to next year. But for this season, it's better to stay away from that field.
See, okay. Now this is the thing about that field. The field didn't hurt them.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, they got hurt on that field. They were playing on that field when they got hurt, but that field didn't do anything to them.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you know, because see, Perfect and AB, they were headhunting out there. Them was just out there headhunting. They hit AB, and AB ain't been right since. And I trace that all of this crazy stuff that he's been doing. I trace it back to then.
John, that's that AB been crazy since high school.
Yeah, he was crazy.
That's that AB been crazy since high school.
He ain't been this
Well,
crazy.
see that other screw got knocked loose.
But AB love attention though, bro.
Juju Smith shoots.
Yeah, AB just love attention though.
Perfect. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
And he stood over top of him. That happened on the same field. Then Tua went out there earlier this year. He got smacked. He got smacked on the Thursday night game. And that's when he got his first concussion. And then DeMar Hamlin went out there and had the whole heart situation.
Yeah.
That's why they were like, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? Let's get away from this field for this season, for the rest of the season.
Now that's a
Buffalo in the same boat, because if they win, they gotta play on a neutral field.
Yeah.
No, if Buffalo win and get to the AFC Championship and they not playing Cincinnati, they play on the home field. If they the higher seed, they play on the home field.
I thought they had to go to a neutral site too.
No, it's Cincinnati. It's Cincinnati all the way. Cincinnati all the way through the playoffs.
Cincinnati is the red herring, millstone around your neck, the jinx. Is that from what I'm understanding?
They got Cincinnati like the black sheep, and that's
Daddy, what's this you done let in over here? Now see these stray animals and things that y'all letting in these lives. Steve, what's going on, Steve?
What's going on?
I just wanted to let John know that I picked up his Metamucil just a few minutes ago. I'm gonna bring it to you.
Wow.
Let you know. Right after the game, I rolled up and got it for you, brother. Just in case. I got you.
Hey,
you got in the little white pharmacy bag with the tip folded over.
Bruh, I got the straws. I got the stir cup with the little mortar and pestle that you can just mix up and stuff. It's right for you, John. And how you wearing a t-shirt? Why you trying to wear a polo today, Tiny? What you do to that man? Why you got him all proper today?
He said the last game of the season he wanted to rep.
You hear John, the new quarterback coach for the Atlanta Falcons.
Is that what it is? I'm defaulting on my PSL then.
He gonna be throwing 80 yards now. I'm gonna have him at 80 yards in the air.
I've been listening to y'all, and I jumped in, and I know I was real late, but I'm gonna continue to listen. Decent atmosphere in there today, a little bit better than it was last week. I don't want to be that guy, but I don't want y'all to get too hyped about today. I want y'all to hype yourself about some of the things you saw Ridder do as far as escaping some stuff when the first team defense was out there, but keeping in mind the first team defense wasn't out there. A lot of them were sitting down. I think I like Ridder to stay on the roster going into next year, but please don't let that 30 points fool you. I'm looking at Algier, I'm looking at London, and I'm looking at Troy Anderson going into next year as the guys that I say, oh, build around these guys. I think these guys are going to be all right. Huge Falcon fan. Want them to do the best. I think if we do everything we can do to get a pass rush, we are still letting Blaine Gabbert and whoever the third string guy was sit back there and just throw at will. That was the Florida boy, right? Wasn't that Trask?
Kyle Trask.
Yeah, that was Trask.
Yeah.
The guy that took Felipe job.
Exactly.
Yep.
If you don't produce a pass rush, folks, everything else we're talking about is just a waste of time. We sit back there and we let Kenny Pickett, we've let the third string quarterback from Arizona, we let Carolina had two scrubs come in here. Donald and PJ Walker came in here twice and almost got us because we not putting
Keanu Reeves from the replacements he threw on us.
Exactly. So if we don't address this pass rush, and I mean, I don't care if you put $50 million on a yearly basis, if the talent is worth it, but we have to make these quarterbacks move out of their spot. We must, because just what I saw today, Tom Brady was licking his fingers. He was a little off today, but we have to put a pass rush in. We got to. It's just bottom line.
Well, Steve, let me ask you something. Now, I've been noticing today and watching the games around the league today, nobody is really wreaking a lot of havoc. Well, like last night, Jacksonville and Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Were they really bringing a lot of pressure with just their front four?
No. You see them getting creative. I saw highlights from the Jacksonville game. They're bringing it from different places, and I'm almost wondering: is Dean Pease living off of the Baltimore name, or maybe he just had studs in the stable when he was there? Is he truly a great X or O's guy for this defense?
I've been said that.
But when
I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Like,
Dean Pease.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, John. No, go ahead.
Well, I was going to mention something you were saying during the game about them running a 2-5-4, and I almost started cussing through the damn text. They better not be running no damn 2-5.
You didn't see it today? You didn't see it today?
I'm going to look back at it, Wilson.
Look. If you look back at it, you got two down linemen. You got Grady and the doula or whoever else over there. Those are your two down linemen.
Mm-hmm.
You got your four linebackers, and you got Oliver playing in sort of the star role, but it's not the full star role. And then you got your four corners over top of. Your four secondary over top of. They run a 2-5-4 for majority of the game. You gotta pick it up. But you got both of their outside linebackers lined up over the tackle. That's a 2-5-4.
And
they ain't got hands in the dirt.
And Winston, I'm not gonna sit here and try to make sure and try to act like I know the difference between a 2-5-4, 3-4-4, or 1-2-6, or 9-9-9. All I know is we ain't getting no pressure on the quarterback. And I see the good teams use 4 people and will put pressure on the quarterback, and everyone else's play behind them gets elevated because those quarterbacks don't have time. We're giving these guys too much time. I know y'all saw the stat that everybody been throwing up about 37 sacks over the last 2 years, and the next team up is like 60.
Yep.
We're not putting pressure on folks. And I'm telling you, pressure makes linebackers better. Pressure makes quarterbacks overrated. If you can put, let's go back to that 2016 squad real quick, and I don't want to stay on Super Bowl and all that, but I'm talking about that year, that last 8 games. We could talk about Vic Beasley all we want to now because we know what he turned out to be, or Hagelman, or I'm trying to think what the other guy's name was.
Freeney.
Freeney. And Freeney might have been the best one. Think about the pressure we were putting on those guys. I just looked at the NFC Championship game, and I looked at the NFC Divisional game. You know what we were doing to Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers? We were putting pressure consistently
on their butts.
And the last time we did that was 2016. 2017, our defense was statistically better, but we still didn't put those, we still did not just put that constant pressure. And shoot, for about 2 quarters in the Super Bowl, we put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. So until we get back to the fundamentals of just God dog it, sacking the quarterback, sacking, not pressure, sacking them. Until we do that, all the other stuff, getting the safety, getting the defensive back, it does no good if you're not going to get a rush. It's not.
What else would you speak about 2016 though? Like that's the thing I think a lot of people miss when we talk about getting pressure. Because everyone say defense, get a defense. But we were playing with a lead a lot of games in 2016. When teams are in obvious passing downs and they have to come from behind, DEs and everybody can pin their ears back and come around that corner. We're not expecting anyone to run. Like when you're
yes and no. I do agree with you to say that we had that kind of offense where we were both rushing. We were both rushing teams, and then by the time we could do that. But even when we were taking those big leads, Kelly, you still had the personnel to rush the quarterback. There were times this year that San Francisco game I think about, we were up 2 touchdowns, and we still couldn't put any pressure on Jimmy G during that game.
Look at the Cowboys last year and how many turnovers they generated. And then look at where they ranked in scoring. Like that's what they generated a lot of turnovers last year. People are like, where's this Dan Quinn at? Well, look at what their offense is doing. That plays such a big role. I remember the greatest show on turf, right? And they made this big deal about their defense, and they had to bring in Aeneas Williams and everything. They generated a lot of turnovers. Did they give up a lot of points? Yeah. Did they generate a lot of turnovers? Yep. Like, I think that also plays a part of it. Like, one hand washes the other.
But you still have to have the personnel to rush, Kelly. I don't care if you're up 30-0. If you're up 30-0 and you can pin people back and they're not getting through the offensive line, that's one thing. That's the only thing I'm saying. I'm not saying that your theory is flawed. Your theory is probably right on point. The more points you score up ahead, yeah, you can kind of get loose. Start blitzing, taking some chances, stuff like that. But on this team, if we get up 21-0 right now, Kelly, who's rushing the quarterback?
Yeah, and I think it's also the second half of that is that I think Toddy touched on this. It's not like there has been a lack of attempt to improve the pass rush. Like we've addressed defense and defensive line repeatedly. We've missed on a lot though. Me personally understand that the outside of like Payne, it really isn't a lot in this free agent class. I'd rather invest into proven talent. Unless you can land Will Anderson or Jalen Carter, there's nobody else to meet in that draft that's for certain that can be anything different than all the other swing and misses that we've had. Like we've addressed, like Tack McKinley was supposed to address that need. Vic Beasley was supposed to address that need. Parad Jerry was supposed to address that need. Jamal Anderson was supposed to address that need. And I mean, we've made a lot of misses. I would just rather, man, get proven talent in here at this point.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Winston.
Oh no, I said we drafted Corey Peters. He's still in the league with Arizona.
Oh, absolutely. And going to revisit his history, as Kelly was just saying, you know, you talk about Parade Jerry, Hagelman, everybody after Babineau, Sadat, Davis. We've tried and we haven't been able to do that. So yes, Kelly, I do think we need to invest in proven, consistent defensive edge rushers and defensive tackle. Now, is it that great person out there? I doubt it. But we have to bring those people in here, and I'll take it one step further. Dean Pease thinking about retiring. Let's not make them think. Let's give them let's help them out. Let's send him over there where John is. He can sit on the couch right there with him and be on Tidy Show just like he is every night. He can be right there with us and tell us how, you know. Let's stop pretending like Dean Pease is a genius.
Yeah.
Let's stop doing that. Dan Quinn left Atlanta and turned Dallas around in 1 year. I'm not trying to say he's
Dallas had better personnel though.
He had young boys who listened. Think about it. The same thing he had here. He had young boys that listened in Dwight Freeney.
Yeah.
Who are the stalwart vets on this team?
I really said the same thing in the post about 3 weeks ago. I said the biggest thing for Arthur Smith is going to be once he got all this money in his pocket and he go make those spending sprees and stuff, is he able to command men in a room? Is he gonna get grown ass men? They're gonna know, hey, I don't need to be here. I can go somewhere else and go get the same money, same amount of money or more. And I'm gonna get them to be able to buy into this system. That's gonna be the biggest thing. This off season, next season is gonna be his pivotal point.
Yeah, and see that's for the discussion. That's my total point as far as Dean Pease is concerned. Because you remember we were asking last week, would you take Dean Pease back? And I was saying yes, because of the fact of what he's been able to do with what it is that we have here now. Because on the other hand,
to get some bread.
Up no whole we're not getting embraced by anybody. Okay, we may give up a whole bunch of yards, but we're not giving up a whole bunch of points. So I'm saying that the man at least needs to coach some quality talent and not, you know, the bargain basement, Dollar General, big box people that we put together just to have a team over the past 2 years. You know, because see this team here, I could arguably say that this team this year is worse than the team we had last year. I can arguably say that because the thing is that, I mean, from a defensive standpoint, no, we weren't getting any sacks last year. We haven't been getting any this year. Last year, didn't he say he had to pull back a whole bunch of the playbook because he said, yeah, I wanted to do this, but I can't do it because these people, I can't let these jokers are loose going out here going to play man-to-man defense, and I blitz every time, or I play the type of defense that I want to play.
But did he not do this season?
I was just
I
about to
thought
say.
he turned a little bit of loose this season.
That's what I'm saying. Like Dean Pease is not bad. He just don't have the talent to run the scheme that he wants to run. So right now, it's hey, I'm gonna throw you out there. If y'all can make a play, all right, somewhere between the 20 and the 20. But when we get inside of the red zone, I need y'all to buckle up.
Yeah. Let me ask you something, Winston. Is everybody on Dallas's defense talented?
No, but they got star players in key position.
Oh.
That's the best thing.
Yeah, that's the question. Hold on.
No.
That's not the question.
Everybody on Dallas defense is not talented.
Okay, so here's my point. When they're flying around the ball, and like today might not be a great example, but when they're flying around the ball as they were earlier in the year and suffocating people and pretty much dominating them. Think about Tidy's favorite quarterback up there, Matt Ryan in Indy. When they were doing all of that, it still seems like I just don't feel like everybody on that team is an all-star. I think Dan Quinn is programming those guys to say, stop thinking and just play. Stop thinking, and it takes a certain type of coach to do that. And I'm not trying to, before y'all thinking I'm on Dan Quinn's bandwagon, I'm just using him as an example.
Yeah.
The cat who was up in Seattle and ended up Richard, same thing. Those guys seem like, I don't know what the scheme was, whatever it was, it seemed like they're flying around all the time. And they're always in the right place.
Well, Uncle Steve, I got a question for you.
Let me ask you this question.
Hold on, Winston. Hold on. Uncle Steve, since you asking Winston questions, right?
Yeah.
And you've been paying attention for a while, right?
A little bit.
Do you think Winston made a good bet a little while ago?
I missed the bet. Okay, what's the bet? I'm sorry.
I bet Armani $200 that Bryce Young won't go in the top 5.
Hey, you can go on to mute your camera now. He go at top 5, bro.
If he do, I ain't got no problem with that.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? I stand on my brother. I'm a man of mine. But this is the question that I was going to ask you on.
Go.
So if you look at Dallas defense, all right, and you see how Dan Quinn had our defense set up to run. DeMarcus Lawrence was supposed to is Grady Jarrett. Grady Jarrett was supposed to be DeMarcus Lawrence. Big Beasley was supposed to be Michael Parsons. And then Trayvon Diggs was supposed to be Trufant. And then you have what's that boy name? Van Der Esch was supposed to be Deion Jones. Deion Jones was supposed to be in Van Der Esch. They have better talent, and that would make that defense click. Or do you think not? You think it's something different?
Do you think our team in 16 was not talented?
Oh no, I think our team in 16 was extremely talented.
And
it was a bunch of young bucks that were sitting there trying to make their name, and they were gelling together. They was enjoying themselves, and they made a push.
And I think listen, I know the other guy, Richard, what's his boy name? Richard Smith was allegedly supposed to be running the defense, and Tidy and John backed me up on this. Wasn't it the rumor that he took the play calling away from him after the Kansas City game, the pick 2 with Eric Barrett, and Dan Quinn was calling the defense? And I'm only bringing up these similarities just to say there's something clicked with that team defensively as far as the pass rush. Hagelman was getting sacks, y'all. I mean,
Brian Cox
Yeah, Brian Cox was there the first 8 games, though. Brian Cox was there the first 8. Y'all got to get off his nuts, too. Brian Cox is not all that. Brian Cox, let me tell you what. Brian Cox, if Brian Cox was all that, he would be a defense coordinator, highest paid defense coordinator. I don't go for somebody who just yelling all the time. That don't mean nothing to me. You can yell, scream, and act like you get in people's butts all the time. That don't mean nothing. What has he done since he left here?
Can you teach a man to understand what you're trying to get across to him?
Right.
It's the biggest thing.
Right.
Yeah,
I thought he was. I think Brian Cox is a motivator, but I never thought he was a great X and O's guy. Because if he was, he'd have a headset on and would be called defense coordinator.
Well, now, okay.
Now you getting ready to go through that foots in the behind scenario, and that's not what it was. Because if he was that good, he would have been here the next year. And I know they had clashes. I get that. But at the same time, where has he gone since he left here and been successful?
Now, according to Charles,
you didn't answer the question. Don't be telling me now. Where has he gone since he left Atlanta and been successful?
High school.
Okay, exactly.
I can't say he hasn't been in a place.
That's what I'm saying. So when you say Brian Cox was there all year long. Matter of fact, Brian Cox, did we do Hard Knocks the year before when Brian Cox was there?
Yeah.
When they cut Rico? Yeah. And Brian Cox was there too, right?
Yeah, he was there.
So if Brian Cox was all that,
Hard Knocks
and Hard Knocks was 15 or 14?
15.
14. Okay, which I thought it was. So to your Brian Cox loving self, if he was all that,
that was 15. That was 15.
Okay.
I thought it was 15.
I'll give you 15.
It was the year
I think it was 15 the year before we won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Him and Corey Beerman got into it in training camp.
Hold on, Dave. John got his coaching staff shirt on. Let's listen to what he's saying because he might know something.
Well, that don't qualify me all the way now because that doggone Steve.
It don't qualify Charles London, but he said what a motherfucker.
He can't even go to Flowery Branch though.
No, I can't. I can't. I've been banned.
They ran his ass
14.
He got banned from Flowery Branch.
Jackson was on Steven Jackson was our starting running back that year.
Okay, so that had to be
all right.
So
that was the year we drafted Devontae.
Yeah, he sat behind.
That was the year we drafted Devontae. That was his rookie year.
Yeah.
So here's my point I wanted to go back to. So they were going through all that in 2014. Brian Cox was all over the field. I remember he was and all that. So if he's that great, who stays at defensive line coach for 3 straight years and not get promoted?
Talk to him, man.
I'm just trying to ask. Who?
Let me look it up.
You ain't gotta look that up.
Well, you asked me a question. I had to look it up.
Sir, who's the bum coach?
And I got 32 teams to look at in order to say who. But see, I understand your point. Now, my point about Brian Cox was that he was just in charge of the defensive line. That defensive line that year was underrated. Okay, he was underrated. And in the Super Bowl, as well as the championship game, they were wreaking havoc on that defensive line. Now, I'm not a fan of just general cussing people out and footing behind and all that. But thing is, when you get tired of talking to folks, ain't nothing a better motivator than a size 13 in the right spot. Because see, thing is, if you can't listen, if you can't understand English, maybe you can understand level in the right doggone spot. You know, and
I knew you were gonna come to that because I know in the old school we used to beat each other and our parents whooped us and all that. I get it. My point I'm telling you is there on a team, you actually need one of each. You need the teacher, you need the motivator, and you need the unhinged one. And I think on those teams, Brian Cox served a purpose. I'm not saying he didn't, but when you keep coming back to how he was just this defensive line guru coach, dude, if you're kicking behind on the defensive line on a team for 3 years, and we brought in Richard Smith, we brought him in. Why wouldn't they have elevated Brian Cox if he was that great? I saw the little thing on there where the guy said Brian Cox not a kiss ass, but what? You're gonna go to another team, it's gonna be the same way. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. If you don't want to be a kiss ass, then you can go to high school and coach for Warner Robins because they need a coach anyway. Right now.
Don't do that, Steve.
That's your boy.
Don't do that.
But I'm just saying they do need a coach. The other coach is leaving. But I'm just saying let's not over glorify the guy like that, because all the didn't help us get any better, in my opinion.
My problem with what took place, and I'm going to tell you something that now this is what Chauncey King said. Now Chauncey King,
first of all, if you said that like that was some reliable source, did you literally come on there and say Chauncey King said like that was D. Orlando Ledbetter, or that was Adam Schefter, or that was somebody? You said Chauncey King. Dude, Chauncey King is doing what we doing. What does Chauncey King know about?
I know
Chauncey King sit there and talk more junk than the rest of us. He don't know. He's speculating like the rest of us.
And see, that's what I'm trying to legitimize
all
of us.
Yeah.
By quoting one of us.
Well, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. And I love Chauncey. Chauncey, my boy, but don't come in here trying to fact check and because Chauncey King said
I didn't lead in like that. Now, see, you just put too much emphasis on what it was.
And if Chauncey watching, I love you, Chauncey. You the man.
You try to put Chauncey dinner, man. I ain't seen him in a while.
Yeah, Chauncey stir up stuff, and you probably one of his favorite puppets. He probably like, John, let me get you, John. Let me get you. I'm listening to that man. You 20 years older than him.
Now, there are rumors, and he just happened to bring it up.
Okay.
There was a big fight on the plane coming back from Houston where Cox went after Shanahan on the plane, and that's why he was fired.
Yeah, it was.
I heard this about from 4 or 5 different sources. Chauncey King was the one that was more vociferous with it, but supposedly it was a Rex Ryan, Kevin Kilbride situation on the plane coming back home.
Let's say there's 2% of truth of what you're talking about.
Hold on,
where did he land next?
I've heard the same thing though.
But yeah, it might be true. But where did he go next?
Them boys got into it. Brian Cox felt that he tried to throw the game or whatever and got down. He went after his ass and they fired him after it.
And that's great. But what has he done next?
Nothing.
So my point is, why y'all waxing poetic about somebody who couldn't control himself and got mad and got fired. But if he's great, trust me, if you mess up,
somebody will take a chance.
Somebody gonna get you.
Somebody gonna take a chance.
I guarantee y'all this right now. By the beginning of 2023, Urban Meyer will be working somewhere. Y'all want to bet me on that?
No.
I'm gonna leave that bet alone.
So that's what.
There's a big difference.
Yeah, well, not really. What's the big difference?
You have to understand. Atlanta is the land of misfit toys. Everything that doesn't work else in the league is gonna find its way to Atlanta.
I think what Steve is saying, if he was really such a crown jewel, regardless of if they got into a big argument, a shoving match after the game, I hate you. You hate me. Sorry. You would have ended up somewhere else. You would have bounced back. You would have found yourself on another team, because I've seen way more coaches do way more worse things, but because they could coach, they still found themselves being employed somewhere else the following year.
Exactly. That's what I said. Atlanta is a land of mystery.
Bobby Petrino.
Bobby Petrino.
I can see. Wait a minute.
Everybody that either wash out or can't make it elsewhere in the league lands in Atlanta. Atlanta is the rejuvenation for a person or a player or a coach. That's a given. Everybody that wash out anywhere else ends up in Atlanta. And then they
Atlanta like
either they show themselves in Atlanta or they gone. They gone from the league. If you can't make it in Atlanta, you gone.
So where is he at right now? Where is he employed at? What is he doing?
Waffle House.
Whataburger.
Last I heard, I thought he was with the Jets.
David, he out there cutting John's grass. That's why he holding them to the fire. That's why he talking about him so much. He probably doing the landscaping.
He got Whataburger trying to sell slow.
Y'all, the two names that Steve and y'all call have a common thread.
Well, you can say that. Listen, yeah, that's true. I'm not gonna act like I don't. I'm gonna ignore that. But I've seen too many second chances given. Dude, that was 6 years ago. Oh, 2023, 7 years ago.
So
you mean that?
Place. I'm trying to find out where he went. He did go someplace.
He went to New York Giants.
And listen. You have to be careful. Who's a popular guy who comes on radio every week on 92.9 and talks some of the best defensive line talk of everything? Who is that? Chuck Smith. Chuck Smith did something to somebody, not just with whatever he did in Atlanta. It had to be somewhere else, because Chuck, while might be successful doing his individual stuff, ain't nobody called Chuck to come coach their team. Ain't nobody called Chuck to do. And like I said, I love Chuck.
And that's crazy.
There's something he did that we don't know about. Did Johnson know about that one? I just try to see. But there's
what rumor you got?
Got one.
Dan Quinn told Chuck Smith that he was going to hire him and backed out of the deal.
Okay, if he did, how come Chuck, with the equity to be hired at Atlanta, couldn't get hired anywhere else? That's a long ass pause.
Winston just told you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Just back it up. That's all I'm saying. And listen, there is, let's not pretend like skin color doesn't have anything to do with it in some of these cases. You're absolutely right. You see a lot more retread. They tried to retread the boy from Penn State that got in trouble with what's the boy name? Went to Rutgers. What was the guy coach for Rutgers?
Who was that?
And he was the defensive guy for Penn State during all of that. Schiano. Yeah, Schiano. And they were trying to hire him back real quick. And that wasn't fair. So yeah, that may have a little bit of factor to do with it. But I honestly think if you're somebody like Chuck Smith, I just feel like there's gotta be something else that's maybe triggering that blackball part.
Yeah.
Gotta be something else. Got to.
Yeah, because
Kyle Shanahan can lose a playbook.
I still can't find out why the two live stews. I mean, they said that they said something on First Take or whatever, and they showed me the particular clip. But I guess to today's standards, compared to when it was that they were on, that was supposedly shocking or whatever. But I don't know.
Yeah,
Didn't
I
they
don't
come
know
back a few years ago though?
who.
Didn't they when they doing something like 3, 4, 5 years ago?
The
Steelers?
one brother came back. I don't think the other one.
Okay.
Yeah, one brother came back.
Toddy, I'm looking at your thing. Jimmy has a thing on there where he says Chuck makes more money doing what he does. No need to coach anywhere. Let me tell you something, Jimmy. If any team in the NFL came today and said Chuck be my defense coordinator, he would drop what he's doing and go do that.
But the other thing about Chuck is what are his success stories though? Like I think what's the guy who left Pittsburgh and went to Tennessee? I think that's probably his
Hainsworth?
No, he got like 20 a year too. He came from University of Kentucky, I think.
Coach?
No, I'm talking about as far as past
players he's groomed.
Yeah, he's actually groomed that's been successful. The only one I can think of is the that left the Steelers and went to Tennessee and got that money.
Bud Dupree.
There you go.
Bud Dupree. Okay.
Only one I can think of. He's not exactly like making all pro. I just don't think he has like the success most teams be calling at this moment.
Right. He was overpaid.
Yeah, way overpaid. I would take Bud Dupree. If he was available, I definitely would take Bud Dupree.
At $20 million a year, though.
But Bud was playing on an awesome line that made him look better than he actually was. What's my guy who was playing? Oh,
that goes back to what we've been saying. You got to fix the defensive line. A line makes everybody else look better.
Bud 20 million a year though. I'm sorry.
No, I ain't taking Bud.
What was Pretty Boy's name we brought in here from Minnesota that was playing on the other side of the white man?
Ray Edwards.
Playing on the other side of
he was trash.
What's the white dude? What's his name? Jared Allen. And they were like, all the bookends, all the whatever, and we fell for that stuff. Hook, line, and sinker. And signed that man to one of the biggest free agent contracts the Falcons had paid for somebody coming out in a long time. And how long did he last?
3 years, I think, with the Falcons.
Did he play? Yeah, he didn't play a second year, did he?
No, I don't think he played. I think he was just here a year.
Yeah.
Just a year.
Yeah. And I know he signed a multi-year contract.
It's so one or two.
Ray was only here a year?
I think so.
I think he was here for two.
Because I think that next year Dan Quinn came in here getting rid of everybody.
I'm trying to see. What was his name? Ray Edwards?
Ray Edwards.
Yeah.
He was here 2 years.
He was here 2 years?
Yeah.
2 years. So like he got hurt the second year.
But that's a shame because it sure seemed like you were here for 1 year.
Never got him on out the door.
This all kind of reminds me of the I guess we could say the narrative that was going around with Eric Bieniemy like 2, 3, 4 years ago, like why he couldn't get a head coaching job. He was getting all these interviews, and I don't know if y'all remember, but somebody from Kansas City who covered a team, they wrote like this expose maybe a year or two ago, and they uncovered a lot of stuff that was going on in the locker room, how Mahomes and Bieniemy, they could not get along, they didn't like each other, and then they was quoting all this stuff that Bieniemy was saying about Mahomes. They got like a real fractured relationship, and then like a week or two later, they only gave him like a 1 year contract extension. It kind of reminds me of that a little bit.
Well, remember that played out earlier this year, Tidy. Remember they had the little incident on the sideline this year. Bieniemy and Mahomes.
Yeah.
Like in game 2 or 3.
What's hurting Bieniemy is they keep bringing up his stuff from when he worked at Colorado. They had a big old scandal, and I think Vance got the sexual assault case on him.
Yeah, I heard about that one.
Right.
Yeah.
I think they keep bringing that stuff up to hurt his career. I think they keep bringing that Colorado stuff because they had sanctions and everything as a result.
Yeah. It's a scarlet letter, Kelly. Sometimes like I said, we all want to wish that everyone can get those second chances, especially us, because we don't get the little fake Rooney Rule that they try to tote out there as a joke. But the complete joke. Yeah, I saw the things about the allegations with Bieniemy too. But again, I'm telling y'all, Urban Meyer will get a job back. I'm pretty sure there are some guys who had. What was the strength coach that was basically calling the black folks out of their name that Urban Meyer was going to hire down there? Somebody sneaks them through the funnels and get those guys hired. So, but
I think it was the guy Owl.
does it?
I think it was the guy Owl.
And Urban Meyer not only hired him, but people forget he tried to defend him coming in. We don't get those second chances. So to your point, John, I will agree with this. If that happens, if the Chauncey King Chronicles are correct about what happened on the plane, then maybe he might have got blackballed into saying, "Oh, he doesn't respect authority or whatever." I don't know.
Well,
so maybe that's part of the reason.
Now I just looked it up, and Cox is working. I think Toddy mentioned it.
The Giants.
Yeah, he's working for the Giants now.
I think he's like the assistant defensive line coach or something like that.
Coach for the
Yeah.
Giants.
So he's not what he was doing before.
And let me say this: after some years, because it said he just got hired this year for that particular spot. So
and he probably had to let that die down.
Yeah.
Before he got up, before he was able to get that job.
Yeah. Yeah. So and see, when I mentioned him, and I'm trying to remember. I said it before because I don't want to keep repeating that. That means that doggone drug ain't working. But at any rate, I wanted to say this about it. It's not necessarily that I'm giving him or over crediting him for whatever. He might, because see, the thing was, this man had the defensive line kind of emulating him about their toughness, the way that they went after quarterbacks, and the way that, Grady was, the way that Hageman was. I mean, we weren't ranked high as a defense going into the Super Bowl. Matter of fact, I think we were ranked by 24th to 27th.
26th, I think.
Yeah, we were ranked. Matter of fact, we might have been the lowest ranked defense to make it to a Super Bowl. But you couldn't tell it by the way that we played in the playoffs as well as in the Super Bowl that we were that low down. And I mean, those jokers, man, I mean, they were killing people.
What that comes off of.
I think, and I'm on a little bit of what Kelly said. I got to kind of agree with it too. I think a lot of that was like, man, we were just putting up 40 points on jokers, bro. It's like when you put up the many points, what the other team gonna do?
But at the same time, after the bye, we was the number one ranked defense. After our bye week, in 16. After the bye week.
No way.
We was the number one ranked defense.
No, we were number one in turnovers. We were number one in turnovers. I think we were top 10
number one ranked
after that bye week.
After the bye.
We were number one in turnovers.
Number one ranked defense in 2016 after the bye?
After the bye.
No way. No way.
We were number one. I think we were top 10 defense.
Wait, hold on. I think you are confusing 2017 with 16.
No, I'm not confusing 17 with 16 at all. After the bye, we was the number one ranked defense for the rest of the regular season.
Now keep in mind we had a late body.
Overall.
Yeah, we had a late body.
We wasn't overall through the season number one. But after the bye, both the numbers that we were doing on defense, we was number one.
Yeah. You're talking about
that would push us in there. And then when we got to the Super Bowl, them young boys weren't used to goddamn running the goddamn 92 plays.
Look at the scores that year after the bye. He's not saying as the whole season. He's saying
I ain't saying for the whole season. Our bye was like week 9.
It was 11.
Our bye was week 9.
Week 11. Week 11.
It was week 11.
We had like what 5 games. We had 5 games after the bye. We was number one defense.
Now
that ran through from the rest of the regular season to the postseason. Then when we got to the Super Bowl, the boys was on the field for 92 plays. You got a bunch
Okay,
of
so
rookies that ain't never played that long.
okay, so after the bye, we won 38-19. We lost 29-28, won 42-14, won 41-13, won 33-16, won 38-32.
Come on now. Do the average. That's about 15 points.
No, there's got to be more than 15.
You
I'm gonna give y'all
don't
the
have
average
one
real
with
quick.
20. What did we say on the second week was?
29
now,
29. 29
now I will
28.
I will say this.
So
The
that's roughly about 18 points.
Richard Smith did not call the defense after the Kansas City game. Now I'm
Dan
looking
Quinn
at
did.
I'm looking at the Rams, 49ers, and Panthers, and I remember those games specifically. We did do a lot of things. It's just going to be hard for me to believe with that 29 we gave against Kansas City, and that I was there for the New Orleans game where we had to lead by 25 at halftime, and Drew Brees and Michael Thomas as a rookie came in there and carved us up in that second half, and we damn near lost.
Yeah, I remember that game. I was at that game too. That's an average of 20 points per game after the bye. That defense gave up.
And Baltimore was still playing, Pittsburgh was still playing, and those were some pretty good defenses then. I'm not trying to.
I can't buy that one, Winston.
Yeah,
I know for a fact it's on the article. As soon as I find the article,
yeah, put it on the post.
You already know for a fact I'm gonna send it to both of y'all. You know for a fact I'm gonna send it to both of y'all.
Yeah, tag me on that.
When I send the one, I send to the other.
Hold on, Winston. Let me ask you a question. Did Chauncey tell you that?
No, man. See, look, what happened was Chauncey told a friend that told a friend that told a friend, and then it took her down the rain gutter too.
Y'all know Chauncey this gonna get back to him. So y'all
yeah, man. I might not even get on here next week.
You Steve.
I'm gonna say in the
comments. I know I heard Uncle Steve was talking about me.
I heard y'all talking all out your mouth, out of your neck right here. Damn you, Steve. Oh man.
I love Chauncey. That's Chauncey, my man.
But all right, Steve. So what we gonna do for the quarterback situation going into next year?
Okay, I saw start improvement from week to week to week to week with Desmond Ridder, and I think his performance today against the third string defense of Tampa Bay was immaculate. I still bring in somebody else. You gotta bring a veteran in here to challenge him for the team. I think he shows flashes of some things. I tell you what, and I mean this. Had we brought this man in after the Carolina game, y'all, that game would have meant something today. If we brought him in after that second Carolina game and had him playing before Pittsburgh, before the Chargers, before Baltimore, with a couple of games in his pocket, I think we sneaked 2 more wins out of there. 2 more wins would have been 9-8. I'm not telling you he would have been great, but I saw enough flashes out of him to say he might have been a little better than what Mariota was doing. So I'm going to answer your question, Tidy. You still got to bring a free agent quarterback in here. You got to. You can't draft a quarterback. I know you on the CJ Stroud love boat, but I think you're going to be teaching 2 guys. I think you got to have somebody in here that already has played the position at a higher level than Mariota was playing. And
who? Give me some examples of who.
Listen, I don't love the Tannehill. I don't love that, but it would be an upgrade from Mariota. Jimmy G is probably going to end up trying to go somewhere else, maybe New York. If he goes to either the Giants or the Jets, hey, I'd take a flyer on Daniel Jones. They didn't sign him to his 5th-year option either. I would take a flyer on him if he was ready to get out. The athletic quarterback, he's actually improved. You've seen the improvement last couple of years. I'd bring him in here. But I just think you got to bring somebody in here who has played the position before in the NFL for at least 3 to 4 years.
Gotcha. Where you at with it, Kelly?
I feel like I do agree with a lot of the things that Uncle Steve just said. I think he did make stark improvement, but with context, it was against third stringers. I don't think he did anything that we wouldn't see Mason Rudolph or Davis Mills also do, because they're quarterbacks too. The question is, are they quarterbacks that will lead a franchise for the next 10 years? And I don't think he showed us anything that, like I said, Brock Purdy or any other backup quarterback would do against a third string defense. Now, with that, my fear is this. I don't want to be the team that passes on the next Mahomes for the sake of keeping a Mason Rudolph. I think that would hurt my heart. So to me, it depends on how special do you think CJ Stroud is. I think he's that special. Everybody else may not have that same evaluation. But again, Tidy, I go back. That Buffalo KC playoff game last year, that was an eye opener. I was like, hey, I want one of those. I don't want a Honda Civic. I want a Lambo, because
there you go.
They got something different. You can have the best defense in the world, and they're still going to make throws against your perfect defense because they just have a God-given talent at an arm. So we're going to face good defenses. I want one of those Lambos that's making those throws against those God-given defenses. So my thing is, it's just real simple. If you think CJ is one of them, then you go get him. Because I'd be damned if Carolina or somebody go make a move and we got to go against Mahomes in our own division to help Mason Rudolph. That would break my damn heart.
Yeah.
So my thing is this. If you think he's one of those guys, you go get that guy. Because I don't want to face that guy every year. Like, that's my thing. I get the other concerns. Hey, just as easily as we can miss on a quarterback, we can miss on a defensive end. Just as
got that right.
That's true.
So
we've
done it plenty of times.
If he's that dude, you move heaven and earth to go get him. I say that.
Been there,
David
got the t-shirt tattoo.
Here's my thing. Like I said, okay. Like I said earlier today, I will prop him up because when Winfield Jr. and Murphy Bunting was in there, he was making throws. But when Devin White, before Devin White and Levante David left, he was having a lot of problems in there, especially with those over the linebacker underneath the safety throws. But he did. But after that, he did play well against backups. Now, I think Young and Stroud will be gone. If Levis falls to us, I'm going to draft him. If Levis falls to us, I'm going to draft him.
Oh, I wasn't going that far.
Hey, I'm a ride with David. I like it, bro.
If he falls to us, I'm going to draft him.
Y'all just don't want another white quarterback in that line. That's what it means.
Because my thing is here, because see, and let me tell you, Drake showed me something today. Drake showed me he can get behind folks.
Drake, aside of fumbling the ball, Drake is nice. Yeah.
And Levis can throw the ball over your head.
Okay.
Get me that kid in here.
I could dig it, David. Where you at with it, John?
Well, I talked about it earlier. If you're going to get a quarterback, see whatever it is you can to go get, like Kellen said, get me a Lamborghini, Ferrari, or a Bugatti. Get me the best one they got. Give me the best one they got, because see, like Dave just said, London got behind that man. He got behind that man, and 5 more yards where he didn't have to slow down. That was a walk-in TD.
Mm.
That was a walk-in TD. But due to the lack of somebody not being able to go to school and the teachers on strike and folk not qualified to teach above kindergarten level, if that, this man, and one thing I'm going to say in his defense, Ridder needs to book a quarterback camp where he can leave today and go to the quarterback camp. He needs to go to the quarterback camp, RAT. See if he can get in some cheat classes. See if he can, just live there. Kiss the wife and kids goodbye. Y'all will see me in about 2 months, but I got to go take up this trade so that I can do what I need to do to be able to compete next year with whoever it is that's coming in here. Because see, this man really has been spinning his wheels for a year.
So who would you have? Because I know you didn't answer the question.
Who would I have for what?
For the quarterback. Who would you have? Dude, because I knew you were going to say some shit like some Sonny Jurgensen or something like that. Or dude, who are you going to have at the quarterback?
Man, that one a throwback. It's crazy.
Look, if I could get a joker with a robot damn on, I'll get him. But these underthrows, that was a Matt Ryan special I saw today. That was one of them Matt Ryans.
He still ain't answered the question.
One of them no, I can't say. I really can't say because see now Stroud is going to be off the board. Somebody going to grab him. Okay, so I mean,
let me make it easy for you. Let me ask you this question: in the second round, there's a sneaky suspicion. I think that because of his injury, Hooker will be back there, and people don't laugh at me when I say this. With Henderson, if you can get him maybe in the second or third round and stash him back, because you can't teach athleticism. And he had flashes. He actually had flashes against Georgia, hurt. Would you even think about that maybe in a second or third round?
Yep.
I would.
Yeah.
I would.
Yep.
I would.
Yep.
I mean,
I would.
Go ahead.
See, let me give you another name that might just be sitting there around the same time that we don't really talk about in our fan base.
Who that?
That young man in Gainesville, Florida.
Who's about Henderson?
Richardson.
What y'all think about him?
He a project.
Yeah.
He a project, but he got his ceiling. His ceiling is so immense.
He's somebody that I think.
If you can get around with the right quarterback coach, he'd be something serious in this league.
Yeah.
But at the same time, our quarterback coach is the running back, so
don't get John started.
That's tilting.
I'm telling you. Hey, look, John went for the interview earlier today. That's why he got the shirt on, man. I'm trying to tell you.
and thank God they turned him down.
We'll get back to you in a couple of weeks. Let you know how it went.
But you know what though, Jimmy?
John, the sweat all his head.
Cam Newton wasn't. But listen, we can talk about Cam Newton. Cam Newton had a pretty good run.
That's what I was gonna say, Steve.
I mean,
I would have took prime Cam Newton.
He did.
Hey, I'm not talking about Cam in 2023, but Cam from 11 through 16, 17. I'll take that.
I give him under 18.
Hey, I'm gonna say this: before Cam got hurt, he was on pace to go to the Hall of Fame. Before
yes, he was. I agree.
You know who messed up his career? Deion Jones when he smacked him on the goal line.
It is kind of weird. He never was the
smacked
same
him on the goal line, and then Von Miller smacked his ass in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and ever since then, the whole stigma of this beast quarterback that's running and throwing all over the place, it just went out the window.
And remember, he played us later on that year, and he was nowhere near.
Nowhere near.
He nowhere near that. When we went down there, and 17, he kind of rebounded a little, but not a whole lot. They were letting Derek Anderson go in there and doing a lot of mop-up work then. But to Tiny's point, man, that's right on point. Dude came out to shoot 4,000 yards as a rookie, running all over the place. I mean, he just beat his body up, man.
And you know what, Steve? Because I know a lot of times when we say get a rookie quarterback, people say, "Well, what rookie come out playing good?" Cam Newton did.
A lot of them.
Nice.
Cam Newton. A lot of rookies come out playing good.
Go look at the numbers.
Look at Justin Herbert. Look at Justin Herbert. That's a
for everybody dogging Richardson right now.
Justin Herbert wasn't going to get on the field. The only reason why he got on the field was because Tyrod Taylor got punctured in the lung with a needle when they were trying to give him a pain shot.
Yep. And
Justin Herbert would have never even had his shot.
And he got 30 touchdowns.
That's true.
He was cooking
for everybody dogging Richardson right now. McShay's first mock got Richardson going 15 to the Commanders.
I'll take Richardson. If I'm not sure if I'd take him that rich, but if he happened to slip into the second round, I wouldn't mind messing. Dude, the athleticism that dude, I know he didn't show out this year and Florida was horrible, but I think with the right coach,
right coach,
the right system, he could be special. And to Jimmy's point, Cam Newton Light, I'll take it.
Yep.
At 20 what, 23, 24? I'll take it.
He definitely a system fit.
I'll take an MVP in another trip to the Super Bowl.
Ask y'all.
Let me ask you this.
Oh, go ahead.
Who do you think on our staff is going to groom Anthony Richard if we go pick him up?
I'm gonna answer that by saying this. I think, Winston, in about another week or two, we're gonna have a different OC and we're gonna have a different DC. And so I'll put a to be continued by that because I don't think the same guys coordinating now are gonna be here next year.
I agree.
You go put a dot.
I would put a dot.
Okay, all right.
Other thing y'all gotta understand is that he's gonna get a lot better between now and the combine. Like all these prospects getting ready for that combine, they're going to improve dramatically from the last time y'all saw them before they get there in the underwear Olympics and start throwing. Watch.
He's only 21 years old, y'all.
Yeah. 21?
He's only 21, man.
He's
21 years old.
Hey, Steve. Now that you said that, you're saying a new OC coming in. Will that new OC bring his playbook with him, or will he get slapped down Arthur Smith's playbook the same way that Sarkisian was?
Or will it be John Harris?
Yeah.
On the next episode of Dragon,
I would imagine you're not going to bring anybody in that doesn't have a little bit of continuity with you. However, if you're truly, I mean, that's one of the things I know that's left to speculation. I know Arthur Smith has been calling the plays the last 2 years, and while the running game has improved, we do see some things that kind of say, do you really need to be doing that? Can I be on the headset and you be my Eric B enemy and you call the plays and I'm sitting there watching you where I can kind of make some switches or changes if I can? So it's a good question, John. I think you would bring in somebody who speaks author's talk. You're not going to bring anybody who's going to be on left field. You're not going to bring that. You need somebody with the same mindset as you. That's a good question. But if you're going to do that, you're going to bring somebody who can help. I don't want to see Dave Ragone on this field ever again.
Hey, Toddy, can you look up who the offensive coordinator for the Indianapolis Colts?
Hold on.
That's a good
And
question.
for the Houston Texans.
I just think whoever come in, I mean, its offense may change. It's just gonna be the same philosophy. I mean, because the thing is with what Arthur Smith is doing is not that much different than what Mike Mularkey was doing, who was the coach there before Vrabel. I mean, it's just a run first offense. The same thing he was doing when Mike Mularkey was here with Michael Turner. Hey, we're going to pound the ball. We're going to run the rock. Play action off of that. It's the same thing. So even if I just don't see a situation where, you know, like Nick Saban would just run first and then Lane Kiffin come in and just open, you know, the air raid up. But I just think whoever come in, we're still going to be running the ball 55% of the time.
I agree.
It's Parks Frazier.
Who?
Parks Frazier.
Parks
Frazier.
Yeah. Who was the second team?
That's for the coach.
Yeah,
for the Houston Texans.
Oh, that's Cuddy Sark.
What was it, John?
Nothing. That's Cuddy Sark.
John feeling this up, man. He done had his interview earlier today. He might be on the Atlanta Falcon website in about a couple of days. Ain't no telling, man. You know what I'm saying? He feeling this today.
They'll never be able to identify me. I tell you that.
What John? You know, he celebrating drinking that. What they talking about? Teleport?
No, Metamucil.
Oh, teleport earlier today. It was somebody cussing.
Metamucil was saltine.
It was somebody
Vienna
cussing
sausage.
I think sitting up there cussing about they couldn't trust nobody who drunk Taylorport because they use that to boil crabs in. They don't even drink that.
Hey, man.
And you got Hamilton for the Texans.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm scared to try that. I done seen too many bad situations off of that.
Yeah, man. Hey, shoot. They said, look at that. Your clothes will be laying on the side and you don't know who's there. Who's there?
I'm about to leave y'all in a second because I keep getting these looks over here. As we getting ready to go eat, but I will leave y'all with this and ask y'all as I leave. Last year we were 7-10. This year we're 7-10. Last year 8th draft pick. This year number 8 draft pick.
So
what really did we improve this year?
Nowhere.
Really
Nowhere.
Improve.
Not much.
And I'm gonna just leave that on the table. But I just want to know what we really gonna prove. I'm gonna be on tomorrow for the aftermath at about 5:00 in Atlanta Bird Gang, also on Uncle C's Lounge. But I'll be on there. Check y'all out. Y'all check a brother out. Toddy, you doing your grades?
I'm probably gonna wait until Tuesday and do the final season grades since the big game tomorrow.
Well, all y'all feel free. I'm gonna throw a link in the chat tomorrow. Appreciate hollering at you fellas. Y'all be good. Brother about to eat some Popeyes. We'll holler at y'all later.
Appreciate it, Steve.
Right on, Steve.
And on that note, fellas, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end it out too. Appreciate everybody for coming on, man. Off season, so we got a lot of fussing and arguing and doing the group. Hey, but as always, man, thank y'all and thank y'all for everybody who watched the show. Y'all have a good night.
All right.
All right, everybody.
Like and subscribe.